Going live.
We're no longer going live.
We are live.
We're live.
We are live.
We are no longer going live. We were in the going live phase for a few minutes.
Hello. But now we're just live.
Now we're just live. How's everybody doing? Or will everybody pour in here? All of our adoring fans.
Mm-hmm.
Pour in. You guys know me if you're here, or if you don't. I'm Mason IDK. Mason.
Hold on. I don't have anything playing on my phone right now.
You don't have anything on your phone?
Okay. No, it's working now.
It's working? All right.
Working.
Cool.
I think my phone's just lagging.
Yo. I am Mason. You guys know me. That's...
Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
And we're going to watch the Oscars.
We are going to watch the Oscars.
We're going to chill out and have a good little Oscars watch party.
Yeah, we are not streaming the Oscars because the Oscars, ABC will kill us.
Yeah, they will send assassins. Yeah. They won't be happy about it.
They'll come in through the window.
In a video game. They will kill us in a video game.
Oh, yeah, sorry, in a video game.
In Minecraft.
Yeah.
We can't stream it for copyright reasons, obviously. So find a way to watch it. Put us on your phone or put us on your computer and put the Oscars on your TV, however you want to do it.
Or don't. Just watch our commentary and be a little bit confused, but, we're going to have a good time.
We're going to try and illustrate as much as we can what's going on. Right now, they're still doing the red carpet live pre-show that they do. That right there is Billie Eilish and Phineas.
Damn. Billie Eilish is looking... I love her hair.
She's up for What Was I Made For?
Yeah. From Barbie.
Dude, what
Barbie's like the only movie I've seen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've watched a lot of the Oscar nominations this year. I've seen every Best Picture nominee except for American Fiction. I unfortunately did not get to see that, but I've seen all the other ones. If you haven't seen all of the Oscar nominees, don't worry, the Academy hasn't either. I'm not a fan of the Academy. That'll be pretty apparent by the as far as this goes. It'll be pretty apparent. But
I've seen Barbie and I've seen the Spider-Man movie, the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse.
And that's it.
And that's perfect. She represents I think the average person that watches the Oscars.
Oh no, I did watch Elemental.
So
and Nimona. We watched Nimona together.
We watched Nimona together. So
yeah.
we've seen more. You've seen more than you thought.
Yeah. Hey, Gummy.
Sup, Gummy? So, I guess since Billie Eilish is on screen right now, talking about her song, do you think it's going to be What Was I Made For? Or do you think it's going to be I'm Just Ken?
If it is I'm Just Ken, I am going to be very mad.
You enjoyed What Was I Made For a lot more.
Yeah, I think it has a lot more relevance to the film. Like I'm Just Ken does have some meaning towards it, but it is definitely the meme song.
Yeah, I will say I want What Was I Made For to win more. I love I'm Just Ken, but I think I'm gonna parrot what somebody said on Twitter. I unfortunately don't know who said it, but someone said last year we got RRR winning for Naatu Naatu.
Totally just broke those. It's fine.
Well, these chairs are very expensive. I spent a lot of money on these chairs.
Yeah,
they're totally not.
I can tell.
Beach chairs that I got from the garage. So last year we had Naatu Naatu from RRR win, and that was great. And someone said that's for the boys, and this year we got to have the ladies get their song. I heard someone say that. I'm like, you know what? I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah, I don't know what the other songs were that were nominated, but we'll find out.
It was I have right here. Vanity Fair put out this little Oscars ballot. It's got everything on it.
Okay.
So the other song ones
it was there's only one other song.
There's only 1 year they did have that. It was Man or Muppet and Real in Rio. It was 2 nominees.
And Man or Muppet won.
Yeah. As it should have.
Yeah.
Easily. Best original song is The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. I'm Just Ken from Barbie. It Never Went Away from American Symphony. Washaji, A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
And What Was I Made For from Barbie. So 2 Barbie songs.
Nice. I'm Just Ken is kind of a weird song to have in that specific lineup.
It is.
I understand the popularity of it.
Yeah.
but again, it is definitely more of a meme song than anything.
I'm
But, you know,
just Ken.
It
I'm
won
sorry.
a Grammy.
Yeah, it did. Or it didn't win. It won a Grammy, and it also won a Golden Globe. I believe. I believe it won a Golden Globe, or it won a Critics' Choice. I think it was Critics' Choice. We could be wrong. I could be wrong
I
on
could be
that.
completely wrong. I just said a thing. It won an award.
It won. It won. I remember seeing Ryan Gosling being like
Yeah.
that. Um,
Did I say Chipotle versus the Swans?
yes. I'm just gonna.
The
Yeah.
war Chipotle versus Swans.
This is
Okay.
we got an ad for the Eras tour. Taylor's version. There's multiple versions of the movie.
There's always a Taylor's version.
Is there really?
Well, that's what she's been doing lately since what was it? A couple years ago, there was the issue with her original like recording contract, so she didn't own the rights to the songs anymore. So then
Mhm.
she started releasing her older songs, but calling it whatever Taylor's version,
It's interesting.
so that she could actually make the money off of it.
So I think it's like a callback to that.
Yeah.
Then that's cool. These ads are playing some nice songs. The Lexus performance, Lexus ad. I was gonna say that I'm just Ken. I feel like, as much as I love the song, it is thematically appropriate for the character of Ken, but the themes of the film are better explored in What Was I Made For, which is why I'll go with that one.
Absolutely.
I think that
What
works
was I made
better.
for? Makes me cry.
Yeah,
Granted, the entire movie of Barbie makes me cry.
yeah. I think it's a good time to point out we saw Barbie. I saw Barbie first. I saw it on Barbenheimer. I went and did the Barbenheimer. I saw early in the morning. I saw Barbie by myself because my family didn't want to go see that. And then they came to the theater, and like 40 minutes later, Oppenheimer started. We saw Oppenheimer, and you'd heard about Barbie, and you said you wanted to see it. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, let's
Yeah.
go check it out. So we got tickets. We went to go see it again a few days later. And I didn't look over at you much during the movie, but every time I did, what were you going through?
Pretty much the second the movie started, it was instant tears.
Yeah.
And I cried the entire movie. Like, not just like, oh, like light, like, my eyes are watering, like
Yeah.
full, like my shirt was wet. I like was like dabbing with my sleeve, like I was
Just a
sobbing.
full sob.
I was still like I was quietly sobbing because there were
Yeah.
still other people in the movie theater.
That's just I think really that is just like a testament to how good of a movie Barbie is. That it was able to affect so many people in that way.
I know not everyone had that reaction to it. Most people didn't.
Sorry, the show's starting.
But it affected me in that stage of life that I was in.
I'm gonna not go on a bunch of fits, but I am gonna point out some annoyances there. May December got featured really early in this little clip show they have. That got one nomination for screenplay, and I loved that movie. That got snubbed, and like it could have easily gotten a Best Picture nomination, easily Best Director. It could have easily gotten Julianne Moore could have gotten actress, and the actor whose name I keep forgetting because I looked it up before this because I wanted to give
The
him some
dude?
love. So I'm gonna make sure I get him because I don't want to say his name wrong.
It's the guy from Riverdale, right?
Charles Melton.
Charles Melton.
Yes.
Yes, he was in
Charles
Riverdale.
Melton. If he was up for Best Supporting Actor, it would have been a much harder decision for me. Oh my God! Don't put Jimmy Kimmel in the
No,
best scene in Barbie.
Oh my God,
Shut up.
Jimmy Kimmel! Jesus.
I thought, hey, look, a nice clip show of the movies.
No. Okay.
No, he's got to infect it.
You just ruined that scene.
Oh, but they are doing Dance the Night Away. Dua Lipa.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Who's standing up for Jimmy Kimmel?
Give it.
Who
Give
in
it
the hell
to
standing
him.
up? I don't like Jimmy. Yeah. I do not like Jimmy Kimmel either. I think he is. I do not know why they keep giving him the job.
No one else will do it.
Like,
I'll host the Oscars.
dude, you'd crush it.
All right, ABC
He
next
said
year.
partial standing ovation. Even he knows how much they hate him.
ABC next year, I will host the Oscars. I'll do it for cheaper too.
Yep.
For making it on time. It's
He's
oh
this is the part where he jokes about how long the show is,
yeah.
even though he keeps talking
That's
and
what he
making
did
jokes.
last year. Was he kept being like, "Oh my gosh, it's so long," and they cut a lot of people's speeches, but then they let him make the jokes about how long it is.
Yeah.
Untold potential.
Well, I don't even
I
want to
don't know.
hear
I
the
feel
joke.
like it's pretty told. It's not untold.
Yeah, it's meaningful for everybody until you start talking, Jimmy.
And I've never dreamed about going to the Oscars.
No, if you're a filmmaker, you're dreaming about
Yeah.
making a film. If you are someone who puts too much value on a gold statuette, then you love going to the Oscars. You're dreaming of going to the Oscars.
I want a little statue with my face on it. How do I get that award? I'll probably have to make that one.
He's gonna talk about how great Oppenheimer. Okay, how much you want to bet the joke about Oppenheimer is how long it is?
Maybe.
That's coming. He's gonna go. Oppenheimer
just-
was great, but it
wait,
was too
hold on.
long.
He just said that Barbie is now a feminist icon because of the movie. Was
Yeah.
she not before?
They're gonna make jokes about how they're not nominated, even though they are nominated for Oscars. Like I the two of them are nominated, guys. Yep.
They are both beautiful.
You know, I will. I will actually give you money if I laugh once at a Jimmy Kimmel joke tonight.
How much money?
Whatever I've got in my bank account, which is not a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Dude, that's so funny, Jimmy.
That's disgusting.
Killian. He's got the face of God. Don't make a joke about me, dude. Come on. Robert Downey Jr.
Bro, we just need to get through this.
He messed up the joke. And he is so pissed at this joke. Jimmy's making a joke about his addiction problems.
Yeah.
And he is like,
because that's so funny.
Yeah, let me bring up your past problems.
Yeah. Something that he doesn't do anymore, but let's bring it up.
He walked out of the interview with that one guy who kept talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, fair.
He's so annoyed.
Robert Downey Jr. was in the Shaggy Dog.
Yeah, he's the main villain in the Shaggy Dog.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
hell yeah, dog.
Yeah, that's the dog from Anatomy of a Fall.
Hell yeah. Dude, I love dogs.
Can we just give the award for Best Actress to the dog?
Yeah, I think we should.
We should. No, I'm not. Actually, no, I'm going to take that back. We should have Best Animal Performer.
How many movies have, like, predominant animals every year? I don't know who that is.
What was that chat there? We have just letting you guys know, we have our a second monitor over here with the chat on it. but I am horribly blind, and I can
No,
kind of make out what that
I've got
says.
it here.
What is that?
It says, "Hey Mason, great job with the animated villains."
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That I am still absolutely blown away that hit a million.
It just hit a million
It is
views.
insane. That's just, you joke about it when you start making videos. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make something that gets a million views, and I would joke about that with like my Buzz Lightyear video or whatever, the Buzz Lightyear cartoon, which I love that video and I love that show, and I was like, this is gonna be the million view, and it was a joke. And the one that I didn't think anything was gonna happen with is the one that got it, which is, yeah, that's how it happens. I love that video. I'm going to talk about animation at the Oscars as it comes up because I have some things to say about.
I also have some things to say.
Yeah. He just
long.
made a joke about how they were too long.
Two villains I put in the same level of some of the villains in that video are Clay Puppington and Bill Cipher.
Ooh, yeah. Clay Puppington, fantastic choice. Huge Moral Laurel fan. I talked about it in the hour-long animation video, the first one I did on Animation's Not for Kids. I've seen a lot of Gravity Falls. My brother is a huge Gravity Falls fans.
Oh, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Bill Cipher's
I have not.
Cool.
I need to sit down and watch the whole thing. I've seen the majority of it. I need to sit down and watch the whole entire thing from beginning to end. But yeah, great villain choices. Like I get a lot of comments about Bill Cipher on that video. Definitely, I'd say he's like a top 5 villain. When I said like, who are your favorite villains? He's a common choice for a lot of people. Yeah, that is pretty crazy that Jodie Foster was nominated for Taxi Driver when she was like, I think 14 in that. And old De Niro.
Gross.
Yeah. Lily's getting it tonight. She's gonna get the
Bill is hilarious and terrifying.
Oh yeah.
He's the right amount of goofy.
Yeah.
Right amount of silliness you want in an animated villain.
And he's voiced by the creator, right, of the show?
I have no idea.
I think he is. If I remember right. Same guy that voices Grunkle Stan.
I'm pretty sure he voices like everyone in that show.
Yeah.
I would also recommend Gravity Falls. It is it is a short series, but I think it ended well.
Yeah. My brothers were like super into it, and they were telling me like all about the lore and stuff. I think they have like the book, that little like handbook.
I have Journal 3. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sandra Hüller, I think he's bringing it up right now, but she's in 2 movies that are nominated for Best Picture this year: Anatomy of a Fall and Zone of Interest. I haven't laughed at a single joke Jimmy's made.
I honestly just have tuned him out, even though he's the only one talking.
They really are doing that, an achievement in casting? That's an interesting award. Spielberg, using how old Spielberg is for a joke. Do you think they know the jokes are coming? Or they go like...
Yeah. I mean, they just have to accept it. Molly says, please tell Kimmel Cillian is pronounced Jillian.
Jillian is pronounced Jillian?
Yeah, Cillian. That's what Jimmy said.
Oh.
Cillian.
Making light of the strikes. Not entirely true. Voice actors are. Voice actors, they did not protect voice actors worth a damn in it. Like at all. I believe AI had a hand in Madam Web.
In writing, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe even in acting. Maybe Dakota Johnson wasn't really in it. I heard that apparently Sony's pissed at her for dragging
She's also pissed at
the
Sony.
movie. Yeah.
She, I think she stated that she's not going to be a part of the Spider-Man universe at all anymore.
Are any of them gonna be? That movie didn't do well enough to keep that going. It's an IP thing. It's like we got to keep these IPs, so we got to make a movie to retain the rights to it.
Yeah, I would watch a movie where the girls got their powers.
Yeah.
But only if it's as bad as Madam Web was.
Right. We are elite. Isn't that so funny? Yep. You know what? He didn't write this, but yeah, give them a round of applause for real. The people that work behind the scenes that aren't just actors. And with that in this, oh hey, you know what? That's nice. I appreciate that. That's a good move. Good bringing them out. That's nice.
Standing ovation for everyone.
That's nice. I hope you keep that mentality and that spirit up by not cutting off the speeches for the people that don't stand in front of the camera. People that work behind the scenes, like visual effects.
Yep.
You're not going to. You're going to cut them off every single time, and you're going to give 10 minutes to the actors, but that's how you do things. How long has it been?
We should give out some Oscars. 20 minutes.
20 minutes in, and we're finally giving out an Oscar. And you know what? You could have done that part without Jimmy's riffing for 20 minutes. Just cut him out.
See, my riffing would have been good, though.
Oh, that's interesting. They're using audio clips of them getting announced. That's interesting. I remember, what year was it? I saw this on Twitter, and I remember watching it live when it happened. They used to have these really cool animations for each movie, and then they just stopped doing it. They started using like screenshots.
I have no idea.
So boring.
I think I've maybe watched an award show once, and I don't even think I watched it. I think it was just on.
Welcome back, Jamie.
Jamie Lee, looking great.
I'm here to announce True Lies 2.
One of our besties.
Who's your bestie? Oh, Jodie Foster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Has she worked with Jodie Foster? I'm trying to remember if she worked in a movie she directed or they starred in one together. I'm trying to remember. Jodie Foster, one of the few actresses to win an Oscar for being in a horror movie. Hello.
Kris Kringle, hello.
What's up? Mary Steenburgen.
What have I've seen her in something specific.
She's in a lot of comedies.
Yeah.
I know her from Back to the Future 3.
Elf.
Yep.
That's specifically it's Elf when she's singing at the end or attempting to.
And then she gets her husband is James Caan in that, right?
Yeah.
And then she gets him to sing and he's like, You're just moving your lips. I'm actually singing. She's like, No, you're not. And then he belts it and then Santa Claus flies over.
Yeah. He goes, oh.
Yeah, Emily. I think this one's going to Divine Joy Randolph. I believe it's going to her for The Holdovers.
All right. Nicholas. Best Picture winner will be Poor Things or Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I'm going for. I think it will be Oppenheimer. I would be thrilled if it was Poor Things. I love both of these films. I actually think I guess it's a good time as any to say very solid string of Best Picture nominees this year, except for Maestro, which was so boring I cut it off. Like I just didn't do anything for me.
Do you think these people are actually like friends, like besties, like they're saying, or they're playing it up? Oh, that's our real reaction. She's sobbing.
Yeah,
Like
she's gonna get it too. She was so good in the holdovers. I'm pulling for Devane Joy Randolph. Rita.
America Ferrera for from Barbie.
She was good in Barbie.
I don't
But-
think she's gonna win.
No, I don't think so. I'm surprised they're not showing the clips of the movie.
Mason's favorite game is Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3.
My favorite game?
Yeah.
It is
Is it a
Dark-
Dark Souls game?
Dark
Am I wrong?
Souls, a Dark Souls game. The first Dark Souls is my favorite Dark Souls. My favorite game ever? Oh, that's a hard choice. I love Dark Souls. Super Metroid is a game I love a lot. I played on this TV here.
Damn, I was
Silent
just
Hill
way
2.
wrong.
Silent Hill 2 is also a huge one for me.
Some best
I've-
friend I am. Don't even know your favorite
You
game.
knew it was a Dark Souls game. You knew that. And Dark Souls 3 was a great one to go to quickly. So you got it. Dark Souls 2 is a game I like. I like Dark Souls 2. I know a lot of Dark Souls fans don't like it. I like it. Not the best one, but I like it.
Yeah, because Dark Souls 2 you have on your PC. You got mad when
Yes.
I said I didn't have anything to play and I had Dark Souls 3.
Yes. And then we played Dark Souls 3, and what happened?
I couldn't get past the tutorial boss, and so you had to do it for me.
And then you handed me the controller. It was drenched in sweat.
Yeah, we know. I have
was dripping.
I have sweaty hands. I just always, if I handed you my phone right now, it'd be sweaty.
Dude, this is taking a long time. Like, just show that. I mean, it's nice that they're giving them.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think you could do it with the clip of the movie as well, just to show
Well, I mean, they have an extra hour now, so
fair.
they can do it.
I did.
Okay, favorite movie. I know this one.
All right,
Empire Strikes Back.
that is it. That is it. Oh, here we go. Divine Joy Randolph. Yes. Divine Joy Randolph. Or it's Davine, I believe. Sorry, I made to mispronounce it. Paul Giamatti helping her to the stage. That's awesome. I'm so happy about that one. She's so good in this movie. Very, very like reserved, like understated performance from her in this. Like she's really funny without like overdoing it. Like a lot of the humor just comes from her being so real in it. And also really powerful emotional stuff like that scene specifically they're showing a screenshot of there. So good. Oh, that's so sweet.
She's so soft spoken.
I'm so happy for her. Is that Chris Kringle there that left
Yeah.
that? I am when we get to best original score, brother. I'm going to. I'm very upset about it, dude.
Oh yeah.
I am so mad. I'm furious.
I was waiting for her to finish
Yeah.
before
Sorry, I don't want to talk over her speech. Hell yeah.
Yes, just
Yes.
be yourself.
Be you.
You're welcome.
Dude, I want to watch the holdovers again.
I'll watch it for the first time.
Hmm. That's right. Shout out everybody.
Dude, give credit where it's due.
She just gives credits to everybody and they let her go. I'd be so happy with that. Like, give her an hour speech.
Yeah.
Give everybody an hour speech. I'll watch it. That'd be insane. But no, that's fantastic. So glad. Oh,
Yeah.
Paul's crying. That's great. We're starting off right. Starting off with a good one. That's the one I want.
Yeah.
But yeah. What's up next?
Anya? Why do you say her name like that?
Is it Anya? Have I been saying it wrong this entire
It might
time?
be. So yeah, can't get over how Spider-Verse didn't get nominated for Best Original Score, but Dial of Destiny did.
So yeah, so I love John Williams, right? And what sucks about this too is I have to be real about it. Best Original Score, I was for me, my two favorite scores of last year were for Oppenheimer and for Spider-Verse.
War movie, yeah.
Those were
Spider-Verse.
my two favorite scores were Oppenheimer scores and Spider-Verse. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be such a difficult Oscars because I'm gonna have to pick between these two. And then they didn't nominate it and they picked Dial of Destiny, which I should have seen coming because unfortunately they do give John Williams that legacy nomination, and I understand why, but you only have a limited amount of slots. And as much as I love John Williams, the Dial of Destiny score was nothing that we haven't heard before. Spider-Verse's score is so new and so innovative and different, especially compared to the first movie. It expands on everything the first movie did well. It easily should have got it. It should have been between Pemberton and Goranson. It should have been.
Well, so the score, like, because
Shane
of
Frillis,
the way the movie is,
his
like,
reaction was hilarious.
you have to do something great with the score. That is part of what made the movie.
Yes. The Spider-Verse's score propelled the film forward in every moment and brought it down for the serious stuff. It was exactly what it needed to be.
It was a great movie in and of itself without the score, but then adding the score on top of it just brought it up to that next level.
To masterpiece levels.
Type 1 if you want Elizabeth to be the next year's host.
Dude, type 1, guys. I'm doing it. One.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll host. Gummy is spamming one.
Gummy's gonna spam one. Yeah.
I'll screenshot this and I'll send it to the
Send
Academy.
it to ABC and be like, guys, listen. Oh, did we? I missed the Rolex commercial they do every year where they do like
Ludwig and Daniel killed it with Spider-Verse and Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're both fantastic, and I'm gonna go for Oppenheimer since it's the one that's nominated. I just wish that it would have been difficult for me to pick between the two. I wish I had that challenge of like, man, which of these two scores do I want? Because I flip flop when I'm writing videos or editing. It's the Oppenheimer score or it's the Spider-Verse score I've been listening to a lot lately.
Well, so I mean, I think it should be that way for every category.
Oh yeah,
it should be like, oh my gosh, all of these people were so great.
Yep. Where
with a lot of the categories, it is very clear, like, this person's gonna get it.
That's the Oscars every year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they you know what's going to be Oscar. They call it Oscar bait because you can tell, right? And you can tell what they've paid for behind the scenes. There's a whole like politics in behind the scenes politics of the Oscars is like a known thing. They have the Academy members are like kept secret, although you kind of know who some of them are. It's a very weird system that I've never quite understood. A great video recently that came out about that was Thomas Flight did a video. I think he called it "Why Are the Oscars Like That?" Very great video that kind of goes into the history of that and why they release films and distribute them like right at the end of the year, right before the next year, so they can qualify for the nominations. But the Oscars is just so predictable sometimes, and it sucks that this year has some of the best picture nominees, but still none of them are animated. You could have booted out Maestro, and you could have put in like Boy and the Heron or Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
you could have done.
Sorry, I was watching that was the first time I'd seen
the Inside Out 2 trailer. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about Inside Out 2.
Hope Ryan sings "I'm Just Kidding." Yeah, he probably will.
Oh, I think he is. I think they've confirmed it, if I remember right.
Oh, what do we got?
Oh, are they gonna do? Yeah.
The Holdovers.
Do you hear how the movie sounds? You know something a little off about the audio? They mixed it mono to make it sound like they filmed it in the 70s.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's fuzzy. I don't know what what audio terms are, but it's fuzzy.
I love The Holdovers. Great Best Picture nominee. the young man who was in it, whose name I'm forgetting right now, unfortunately. First movie, he was so good.
Oh, she's holding the Oscar.
Yeah,
I
they keep
thought
it.
I thought they like go to the back, set it down, and then they ship them one with their name on it.
They might, but I think she's like, I'm keeping this. That's a power move. I'm keeping this.
Oh, I absolutely would. I'm not winning an award. If I host next year, you bet your ass I'm taking one of those home.
Here's what she does, right? She holds the statue, and if someone walks up there to come in another slap, she just Will Smith.
Yes.
Will Smith runs in to hit somebody, and she's like, "Stop!"
Yes,
I would-
absolutely.
What is it? A Fairly Odd Parents, the Zappy
No.
fight.
No, I would let someone slap Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, yeah,
I would go
In
and
a
then be
video
like,
game.
you know what? Let's see what happens.
Satire,
in a
guys.
video game.
it's satire. I promise.
When are you playing Lethal Company?
When am I playing Lethal Company,
Yeah.
On
I'm
the
assuming you
channel.
mean like on live or just like in general.
or just in general? That when I'm done with this stream that I've been fretting over for a week. Hold on.
Oh my
He
god.
made another joke about how it's just for kids. So I'm gonna go on a little small rant, tiny rant here. I have that video, best animated feature, or not best, the no animation's not for kids. People comment on that, and I like these comments too, where they say like, "Yeah, duh, it's not for kids." I love that. That shows progress.
Yeah.
I made that specifically for people like this, for people on the academy, and people like some relatives that I have that are like, "I'm not watching that just kid stuff." It's still a thing. They've still not moved on from that annoying point of view, and I think that's what we're about to get.
Have you seen Running Scared with Paul Walker? If not, it's a must see.
I know of it. I have not seen it. I'll
Okay.
have to check it out. Thank you.
Yes, Lethal Company on live. You gonna
Ooh,
live stream a game?
I might. If people like this, I'll live stream a game.
And then you made a video about animation. Yes, he did.
Yes, I did. And the Academy needs to watch it.
Oh, animated shorts.
I didn't get around to watching these. And I should have.
Our uniform. I've seen
Would recommend streaming
a
games.
little bit of that one.
I have to watch these. I made it. I was gonna make a day of doing it, and I just didn't.
Yeah,
get
we were
around
gonna
to
do it
yeah.
together and then didn't.
Didn't get around to it. All right, let's see. Oh, okay.
War is over.
The one inspired by the music of John Lennon and Yoko Ono. So I was gonna say, like, I was gonna make a thing like, why don't people watch all the nominees every year? And then I tried to do it this year, and I learned why. It's not easy, and the distribution of some of these movies is really bad.
Yeah, I think they also it's not enough time. So like if you unless you watch every movie every year,
Yep.
do Fears to Fathom Live. That'd be funny. If we
Ooh.
do Fears to Fathom Live, you should let me do it, not
Yeah.
you.
We played privately the Fears to Fathom, the one about being up in the fire tower, the watchtower.
Yeah, the fourth
Yeah.
one. Was it like Iron? No,
Iron
something Lookout.
Park something. We did that, and there was a jump scare in that where you almost flung a bunch of Cheeto Puffs all over my table and went, Jesus Christ!
Yes.
I remember
yeah.
that.
I don't do good with jump scares.
Ooh, Thomas Newman did the score for this short
Mm.
film. All right, now I kind of want to watch it a little more.
I need Nimona to win. Is this Rook? Oh yeah,
Yes,
I have your. Oh my gosh,
We
I
screenshotted
your
comments.
comments on. I don't even remember what video it was.
We've seen your
um,
Nimona comments. I
yeah.
hope Nimona wins for you. It's not the one I'd pick personally, but Nimona was great. Love Nimona. It was a wonderful film. We watched
Hoping
that
for a
together.
big trans win. Honestly,
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Hell
that
yeah.
would be great.
It would
I-
be very huge.
I
Very
don't
huge
think it's gonna
representation.
win, but I love that movie. I watched it by myself and like
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Subtle but very consistent representation, which
Yes.
I think is amazing because it's not like super in your face
Yeah.
as it like I mean it shouldn't be in your face, it should just be a natural thing.
Right.
And then we watched it together the other day.
And I thought it was great. It was on the list of animated features I needed to watch, which is coming up now. This could be it. Maybe.
Yeah. Everyone
Maybe
else is hoping for Spider-Verse.
I'm hoping for Spider-Verse
Animated picture.
or Boy and the Heron.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either, but I love
Though-
Miyazaki. I
oh, yeah.
tried to get to it, and the distribution was just really bad at my theater. And then I tried to sail the seven seas to watch it, and the
Nimona.
quality was really bad. So, Nimona looks so good.
Robot Dreams.
If Elemental wins this,
I swear to
I'm
God.
going to set this room on fire in a video game. If Nimona or no, if Elemental wins,
I mean, just based off of the clips that they've shown,
Elemental was. Look how good. Also, animated feature this year was great, except for
Elemental.
Like, great picks.
Yeah.
Here we go. What are we getting? The Boy and the Heron.
Okay.
All right.
You know, I'm not mad, but I think I don't know. Again, I didn't see it, so I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. I'm not mad about it though.
Oh yeah, I'm not disappointed in any way. Very happy for Hayao Miyazaki. Love his films. This is the one I really want to see because I've heard it's like his opus and it's really personal and connected to the way he looks at things and how he's growing older and he's put a lot of himself in it. It's a very reflective film. I've heard that from a lot of people.
So what I think is great is even though he keeps saying like, "Oh, I'm going to retire," he just can't help but keep making movies
because he's just that good.
What if Five Nights at Freddy's wins? Absolutely not.
Dude, Five Nights at Freddy's sweep.
No.
Five Nights at Freddy's. They go, sorry guys, we're taking all of the Oscars away from everybody. Five Nights at Freddy's is the winner.
I liked how it looked.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of the just I guess script in general because they crammed all of the movies or all of the games into one movie. But like I appreciate what they did with it. Yeah. I liked the way the animatronics looked because they look like they do in the first game.
Jim Henson Puppet Shop did the animatronics, so
yeah,
practical, which is great.
That's how you know it's going to be good.
That's what I wanted.
Some of it I thought was a little silly, but I mean, it's Five Nights at Freddy's. It's going to be a little silly. What else do we got? Robert Pattinson as the Heron sounds insane.
Dude,
yes.
I know.
That was.
I know.
So I didn't know who he was cast as.
Yeah.
In the beginning. And then I heard the Heron. I was like, that is not him. There's no way.
So Willem Dafoe is also in it.
Yeah,
Everybody thought
him.
He was the Heron. Just to continue what you said about Five Nights at Freddy's, a lot of fans will be very upset about what I think about Five Nights at Freddy's. Did not enjoy the movie very much. I'm glad fans did. It's definitely a thing for them. It's not for me. Not my thing at all. But it did do things well. I liked the way it looked. I liked the faithfulness in visual adaptation to the game. I liked Matthew Lillard because I like Matthew Lillard in pretty much everything. And none of the actors were bad. It's the script. The script was the biggest issue with it.
Yeah.
It really...
I think because it tried to cram everything into it, like every game, every like fun bit from it.
And again, I'll have to watch it again, but it did things... It would set things up and would not explain why those things were happening. Like Vanessa is like, I can't stop him because I just can't, and it never explains why. And I thought, okay, are they going to have a reason why she can't? Is there going to be she's going to go in front of him and he like
it's because
has some mind control over her or whatever?
So,
and it's not, and then he just
they also like he has like control over the animatronics themselves.
Yes,
which they didn't really explain. They just said, yeah, he has control.
Doesn't the little girl have to like draw a picture of him being bad and then they go, bad guy?
Yeah.
Isn't that literally what happens? Yeah. It's silly.
Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind is turning 40 tomorrow.
Ooh, really?
That one, that's one of the ones I haven't seen.
I saw Nausicaa. I think that was my first Ghibli movie that I ever watched entirely. This is hilarious. I was in my high school's anime club. I was one of the first members of it.
He was the president of his anime club.
I was not the president. I was an early member. They had just started it, and they would have during off periods and lunch. They would have in the library. They would play anime, and they played Ghibli, Nausicaa the Valley. And I was like, "This is great!" And I watched it for like 30 minutes, and then we had to go somewhere else. So I went home and finished it, found it online, and watched it.
Yeah,
I got into Ghibli ever since.
I didn't get into anime until like way later in life because I have 4 older sisters that would bully me if I got into anything nerdy. And so it wasn't even until like last year when I kind of started it like a Ghibli movie marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I had seen like Ponyo.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't even seen like Spirited Away. And so it wasn't until last year that I fully watched Spirited Away, like Howl's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky, Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbor Totoro. Like I finally just The Cat Returns.
Yes, I saw The Cat Returns when they re-released it in theaters with my buddy Devin. We went and watched it.
I know I still haven't seen all of them, but I'm working my way through.
Poor Things.
I lost my Max subscription. Well, I didn't lose it. I just stopped subscribing.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter and Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, I love Hunter x Hunter.
Yep.
Jujutsu Kaisen, I watched the first few episodes. I didn't read the manga, but I loved Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. I need to watch Hunter x Hunter. It's the one everybody is surprised I haven't watched.
You have a Hunter x Hunter shirt.
I do, and I have not watched the show. I need to watch it.
Poser.
I got it from a Loot
Actually,
Crate.
You don't have a Hunter x Hunter shirt. I have your Hunter x Hunter shirt.
You have mine, yes.
Because I haven't given it back.
Yeah. I don't know what he just joked about, and I don't care.
Oh my god.
Shut
up,
what? Jimmy. Shut up.
I feel like I would have laughed at that joke if it wasn't Jimmy Kimmel, honestly.
Is it weird that
it's his delivery.
It's his delivery. He's so why does he sound like he's like, you're watching me and I know you don't want to be.
Yeah.
But I'm making a joke out of the whole thing.
He's like smug. I wouldn't even we got Octavia Spencer.
I do like Octavia Spencer a lot.
Melissa McCarthy.
That looks like a question for you.
Favorite Hunter x Hunter character? Honestly, I'm gonna be pretty basic. Killua. I don't know. I just like him. It's cool. Yeah. Also a little controversial. He does have some problematic behavior, but Hisoka, I kind of dig. There's a few things I don't like about him, but I think I'm more like his character design though, more than anything else. He's the one that like really likes Gon. Like a little.
I know some very little knowledge of it. I know what she's referring to, but I still need to watch the actual show to get the full context of that. But I've heard things. I need to make it big on my list right now. I'm trying to get through. I'm halfway through season 1 of Vinland Saga, and I'm freaking loving it. I need to get once this Oscars thing's out of the way, and then I got my next video I'm working on right now. I'm going to devote time to watching a lot of the recommendations that I've been getting in comments because, there could be potential videos.
I need a new anime to binge. I've binged all of my shows, and so I need some new ones.
Okay, so this nomination I believe is adapted screenplay, or is it original? This looks like original.
Well, he made the joke about adapted.
I think this is original because they do both. Maestro was so boring.
I don't understand why they gave him the nose.
It looks so weird, doesn't it?
It looks weird. It doesn't even look like the dude's nose.
May December. I want May December to win its one nomination that it got, because I love. Ooh, and Past Lives would also be great because that didn't get nominated for enough either. I think both of them could have gotten nominations for acting.
VGHS Live Watch.
Oh, watch Video Game High School. Hold on one second.
Anatomy of a Fall.
All right, I love Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah.
I love Anatomy of a Fall. I wish May December would have got its one win for its one nomination, but this is a fantastic film. Justine Triet, I love you. I wish you got nominated. Or no, she didn't get nominated for Best Director. I wish that Anatomy of a Fall got more nominations. One of my more interesting takes probably of this whole thing is I think it should win editing. I know a lot of people are being like, Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon had crazier editing than Anatomy of a Fall, but I think that's why I liked it so much. When there were revelations in the plot about certain things coming out in the story, the cuts they would choose were so perfect and so well done. I love Anatomy of a Fall. I love how deliberate and slow it is, and how it's just so good. And I love Justine Triet.
Hisoka takes part in my favorite fight of Hunter x Hunter current arc in the manga. Nice. Yeah, I am not caught up in the manga whatsoever.
Dude, I'm so glad that so the story of Justine Triet getting the nomination for best picture and best director and all that. France submitted Anatomy of a Fall for best foreign language, or I'm sorry, best international film. They submitted it for that. And after she made comments about protests going on in France, they pulled it and they submitted what's I don't remember what the film was, but it's a film about like cooking, and I've heard it's really good. They submitted that. That didn't get picked, but this got picked for Best Picture and everything, and I love that that happened. I love that she's getting an Oscar for this movie that the French government did not want her to get an Oscar for after her comments at, I think it was Cannes Film Festival.
I like how sparkly her suit is. Play Alien Isolation live.
Ooh, that'd be great.
Are the Oscars coming on in 3 hours? I really hope not. Man, it's already midnight.
It's already a minute where yeah, the Oscars go on for a while, unfortunately. They would be shorter if they would just cut out all the jokes and the Jimmy Kimmel stuff and just show the film clips and have the people come up there and give respectable speeches that they don't cut off. It'd be better. All right, adapted screenplay. I think, did Killers of the Flower Moon get this? Because if it didn't, that's a little weird. Because it's based off a book.
All right. It looks like the stream's doing fine, but on my phone, it's being weird.
Zone of Interest would be awesome. This movie was incredible. The sound design of this movie should get the Oscar this year. It's probably going to be Oppenheimer. The first of the many Oppenheimer wins I'm predicting right here. I think it's getting it. Can you hear the music? Ooh.
Barbie.
There it is. There's the America Ferrera monologue. Ooh, oh,
you know
man.
what? They didn't go like hard
want
into it.
Dude, look at this shot. Look how well shot this movie is. Look at the background.
The background's giving me a stroke.
I love it. I love that movie. That is one I might go for cinematography. Although I love Oppenheimer's as well. American Fiction got it? All right. I still need to watch it.
Oh my gosh. Barbie. Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, that's how I feel every time anything Barbie comes up.
I'm surprised Oppenheimer didn't get that, but hey, American Fiction. I need to see it. I don't want to, judge without seeing it, but I've heard it's really, really good. I've also heard that Sterling K. Brown is really, really good in it, in his supporting part.
Well, that was one of the ones I had texted you and I was like, dude, we need to go watch this. And then we didn't because we make plans spur of the moment and I constantly change my mind.
Yes, that is a thing. American Fiction winning is surprising. Love Jeffrey Wright. I also love Jeffrey Wright. This is for the chat. Anybody else think Jeffrey Wright might be like one of the best Commissioner Gordons or Lieutenant Gordon in that we've ever gotten? Because I think he's great in the Batman. I think he's so good. He was also, I got introduced to him for the first time in Westworld, in the first season of Westworld. He was really good in that. Get a drink.
Rivals Gary Oldman.
He really does. Yeah. He really does. I think if the next Batman is on, if 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 the next Batman is on the level of the first one, he might even surpass him. What's that question there?
Who's won so far?
So far, Divine Joy Randolph won. American Fiction just won for adapted screenplay. Original screenplay was Anatomy of a Fall. Best animated feature was Boy and the Heron. Best animated short was the John and Yoko short film. And
why can I not remember the name of it?
War is Over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's it so far.
We played the Batman games live. I just started Arkham Asylum.
Yes.
For the first time.
And she's really taken in the scenery.
He's mad because I won't run. I just walk everywhere.
You just have to hold the A button and Batman will run. And I love environmental storytelling as much as the next person. But it's like, save him, Batman. And she's like sauntering around.
Yeah, that's what I would do as Batman.
Arkham City is my favorite Batman
That is what he does in the Batman.
Of the series.
That was my only criticism.
Oh, is it time?
Is it? Is it time?
Yep, it's time.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love this song.
All right, let me turn up the volume.
I'm gonna cry.
All right, might get some live tears. Here we go.
It makes it cool just to walk.
It really does.
The next 2 minutes of this live are gonna just be silent.
Yeah, I don't want to cut it off too much, but
what? She's wearing pants now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, it's gonna rotate. I was about to say, is she gonna perform with her back to the audience? That's pretty bold. I love Spider-Verse as well, but I'm happy that Boy and the Heron got it as well. They were both picks for me.
She was not facing the crowd, and then the thing is spinning.
Yeah, they did it's got a little rotating stage. They're trying to go for the feel of that scene in the movie. That's cool. Oh, that looks dope.
Can't believe they snubbed Spider-Verse. Boy and the Heron was good, but not on the same level.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I don't want to judge without seeing it as well. I've tried to watch it. The distribution wasn't great here in my area. There was never a time.
We got an orchestra? Hold up.
All right. Turn this up. It's a great song. I think if anybody's saying they can't hear us, it's because we're silent because we're listening to the Billie Eilish song.
No, Gummy is saying I can hear y'all from my room.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Well, yeah, because your room's right next door.
Yeah. But yeah, I do want to say, understand why people will be upset about Spider-Verse not winning, but I'm glad that of the two that were the most contested, they got it. One of the two got it, because if it went to the Pixar thing, that happens every year, and it's so predictable. And I'm just glad that the two ones that were the most unique were the two that were the most neck and neck to get it. That makes me very happy.
Hear Me Thrown Together, Sing Along of the Century with the Boys as I'm Just Ken is performed.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I would have belted this song, but I didn't want to get copyright strike because I'm so good at singing.
She's gonna do such a good job. They're gonna think it's the content ID is gonna think it's the real thing.
Yeah.
Good job, Billy. Good job, Phineas.
She said, "Whoa."
Oh, she's crying. What a cool setup. That looks dope.
I like that the orchestra was on top.
Yeah.
Unless it's just in another building and they're just showing a video.
No, I think it actually is they have it on a rise. I know Phineas. I know what Phineas looks like, but I can't help but when I hear his name, I just picture Phineas from
Phineas and
Ferb. Yeah. Who's coming up next?
Dude, I love
Oh.
Catherine O'Hara.
The Beetlejuice crew.
Wait, what just happened?
That's the Beetlejuice crew there. They are doing Beetlejuice 2. That's probably why they're up there.
The audio of the stream is great. Good to know.
Thank you for letting us know. I was super worried about it.
We were up all night last night. Not all night. We were up until like 11:40 when I was like, Mason, I have to go to bed.
Yeah. Morgan, my brother Morgan, who does my audio mixing for my videos, was helping me get this put together and nice. I'm really glad that it's sounding good. I'm glad. That was my big concern. Was, is it going to look good? Is it going to sound good? You provided this great webcam to me.
I did.
Because mine was super cheap and bad. And she's like, no, I have one that's like nice. You can use it. And I was like, hell yeah.
My dad gave it to me.
Yeah.
It was such a good year for animation. There's much I can say is bad about Boy. I'm assuming Boy and the Heron.
Yeah.
But the amount of artsy and pushing the limits of animation, it's clearly Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Sorry, there isn't much I can say bad about Boy and the Heron.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
But it's true that they could have done worse.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If they would have chosen Elemental, I would have thrown this table.
Dude, yeah, I was telling I was visiting my family, and I was telling my aunt and my grandmother today, I was like, if Elemental wins, I will commit arson in this bedroom live on the stream in Minecraft. Not for real. Would
you at least let me leave first?
Maybe. Depends on how mad I was. Because nothing, again, I know people work hard in Pixar, and I don't want to crap on Pixar too much because I do have a huge love for the Toy Story films and Up and all those classic Pixar films like Finding Nemo and all that, but they have Disney and Pixar lately with their animated films are doing the lowest common denominator stories.
I think
and just
for having such a big budget, they kind of just keep putting out the same stuff over and over. Like Elemental was very much Zootopia.
Yes. And the allegory was kind of confused as well. I didn't quite know, because with Zootopia, as much as I have my issues with Zootopia, the message is very clear about it and what it's trying to say, and it did well on delivering what it was trying to deliver.
Yeah, Elemental is fine.
Yeah, Elemental was a little confused.
Yeah, it's because you have it was talking about you had the segregation of everything, and it's okay to love someone that's not like you. But then also it was but also be yourself. Yeah. And then at the end, it was just kind of they still weren't quite accepting of themselves.
And you know where it's going. And what sucks is the movie could have been, I swear, I think 30 minutes shorter. Even though it's not that long. But every moment that happened within the plot that wasn't related to their romance was heading to the story. Can we make this go on longer? And I was like, we don't need this. I didn't find the characters compelling, which, okay, this is an interesting thing, because Nimona, right? Movie we talked very positively about.
Yeah.
Nimona, had a story that was very good, but it didn't surprise me in any way. But that's not an issue when the characters are so compelling and so funny and charming, and the animation is so good, and that world is so interesting, this futuristic medieval world. I loved it. Whereas Elemental did not surprise me, and the characters didn't live up to the expectations of that story either. So it failed on both parts. The characters were not strong enough, and the world wasn't strong enough to offend how dull the story was. That's the issue I had with Elemental.
Disney promoting Elemental with a fake audience reaction to Claude being the biggest.
It's so stupid.
It was super funny, but not enough to get me to watch it. Gummy thinks we are the best duo of this year.
Man.
That's a lot to live up to. Gummy is a hype man.
He's
you,
really
sir.
hyping us up, my dude, and I really appreciate that.
Guess we should just be grateful they didn't nominate Wish at this point.
Yes.
I have not seen Wish. I want to once it comes out on streaming. I already have things to say. So at my work, part of something that I sell is a sound system, and one of the things is a Wish trailer.
Ooh, Past Lives, fantastic film. By the way. They're showing that little.
I have to watch that multiple times a day, every day.
Yeah.
And just from the trailer, I am already so
Yeah.
mad about the way it is animated. As someone who is trying to animate something at the moment, it infuriates me.
Wish is just such a weird movie because I've seen. Oh, they're playing the Beetlejuice theme. That's cute. That's cute. Oh no.
Oh, don't. Oh, I don't. What are you doing,
I
Mason?
didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I was trying to turn this up. All right. I wanted to say, just to add on to that, like, Wish, from what I've heard from people that have seen it, and I've seen a lot of it, but not the whole thing.
The villain is objectively right.
from what I hear, he is. I have to see it for myself, though.
Disney took the L for this year.
They did. They
Yeah.
really, and that's why this year we're getting a whole bunch of they announced Moana 2. Like we're gonna get a whole bunch of sequels, and we're gonna get a whole bunch of re-releases
I am
of stuff that
excited
was
for Moana
released released on Disney Plus. Which one are you excited for?
2. Moana 2.
Moana 2? Really?
Because I love Ali, and
Ali
I think
Kurosawa, yeah.
Moana though had
Ooh.
like it wasn't anything like revolutionary. I loved it.
Ooh, makeup and hairstyling. What the hell is Golda? I have this movie. Everybody was like, "What is this?" Oh, they gave him a makeup and hairstyling nomination for The Nose.
Okay. Just saw Dune Part 2 on Tuesday. Holy crap. Insane
right?
masterpiece.
Poor Things is the one I'm giving it to. Look at Willem Dafoe.
Who won this category? We just started this category.
We just started makeup and hairstyling. I'm pulling for Poor Things. I think it looks so cool, and I also want costuming for this one too. Yes.
Poor Thing.
Yes.
Nice.
To respond to the Dude in Part 2, I've seen it twice now in IMAX. I will be going again. I'm full Dune mode right now. I've gone full Dune mode.
He has changed as a person. He's gone full Dune.
I'm walking around talking about the Lisan Al Gaib. I'm saying as written for anything that happens.
You said you were about to like shave your head and eyebrows, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go full Harkonnen. Yeah, I gotta look like the Baron. I already have the weight.
Also, you got to shave off your facial hair. As
I
well.
know that'd be hard. I don't like what I look like with facial hair, but
Nadia, Stacy, Mark Collier, and Josh
Mhm.
Weston.
yeah, Poor Things won makeup and hairstyling. Love that. Super excited about that. There's Yorgos Lanthimos. Love him. One of my favorite directors working today.
Not to simp for Nimona even more.
Oh, please do. Please simp for it more.
But
Love
I think
Nimona.
the open queerness made it different enough that the usual fare of the storyline, to make it hit in a way it wouldn't otherwise.
Mhm.
Cis
I
het
agree.
Nimona would suck. Honestly, yeah. That's part of the reason why I loved it. The representation was great, and it wasn't in your face
Mhm.
per se. It was just, this is a good character that I love that also just happens to be in a same-sex relationship. Or
Or Nimona herself having this, like, I'm Nimona. I am who
Yeah,
I am.
I
I'm
am
not
who
going
I
to
am.
conform to boy, girl.
I'm gonna be a
the
shark.
binary of
I'm gonna
that.
be whatever I
I'm
want
going
to
to be what I want to be. Yeah. Absolutely wonderful.
Can you tell them my channel and who I am so they know who Gummy is? Yeah, Montgomery Films.
Yeah.
It's Gummy.
My brother.
That's Mason's brother.
Yes. Ooh, production design. Oh, man. Okay, so Barbie might win it, but I do want Poor Things to win it. I think Poor Things had a more interesting set design, but Barbie, I would be happy for. I love Barbie World. I love the way it looks. Or Barbie Land, I should say.
I need to watch Dune so bad. My nearest IMAX is 40 minutes away, and if I could, I would hop back to the IMAX theater again to see it.
It's so good. It's so worth it. Biggest screen you can see it on. Like, even if you can't do IMAX, biggest screen you can. It does deserve it with the best sound design.
Was Society of the Snow nominated
Look at the
for
production
anything?
design in this. Look how cool that looks. I
Was
love that.
Society of the Snow nominated for anything?
It was nominated for makeup and hairstyling, and I believe it's also nominated. Ooh, Poor Things won for production design. Yes. So Society of the Snow, I did see that. It was fantastic. Loved it. What a harrowing survival movie, true story. It was nominated for makeup and hairstyling. It didn't get that, but it's up for best international film as well, I believe. I'll double check my notes here, but it is, if I remember correctly. Very happy that Poor Things won production design as well. Damn. I was thinking it was going to go to Barbie. International feature, yes. Society of the Snow is also up for that.
When's Mother's Day?
Yeah, is that coming up soon?
I thought Mother's Day was in May. Is it in March? I don't know.
No, it is in May because that's when I had a. I hate that I remember for this. I had my car accident on Mother's Day last year. That's how I remember. I was driving to a Mother's Day. May 12th. I was going to a Mother's Day like brunch thing at with my family or whatever, and I got into a wreck. That's how I remember that it's in May. They cut off production design.
Of course they did.
At least they gave them a little more time than I thought, but they always cut off the people that are not directly in front of the camera as the stars, and it's so frustrating.
Rooting for Society of the Snow. Read one of the books it was based on, and it was unlocking so many memories of what I read.
I had heard of that story before.
Boy and the Heron, one animated.
Yes, Boy and the Heron got it. Very great. Very glad it got it. It was going to be that or Spider-Verse, and I'm very glad it was between those two, as I've said. Look how much time we're wasting on this bit here.
This is. They can cut off anything but Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, I know, right?
God, I hate Jimmy. Yeah.
I'm so glad that we're all on the same page. We may disagree on films sometimes, guys, but Jimmy Kimmel, we're all on the same page. Jimmy Kimmel, God.
I keep getting ads for Ricky Stenicki. Nothing about me wants to watch it. I am not the target audience for that. I don't know why I keep getting ads.
It looks like
how hard is he flexing?
What is this? What is this?
John Cena is streaking, but he's got something covering his
junk.
His junk. Jimmy will unite us in our shared hatred.
Yeah.
God help us all. And # no more Jimmy Kimmel Oscars. I feel bad
can we
for
get
John
that going?
Cena. Yeah.
Who do you think's getting costume design?
I don't know. I've only seen Barbie. So, Barbie.
All right. I would love Poor Things, but I think Barbie might get it.
Napoleon, I don't know. It's pretty good.
Right on costume design.
What is this, y'all?
I'm sure you're referring to the Jimmy Kimmel bit.
Don't know.
And the John Cena bit, but it is currently costume is the current category. Poor Things. Dude, I'm so happy Poor Things is winning these.
Here, have a Cheeto Puff.
I will take that Cheeto Puff. For me, who didn't work on the movie.
Oh, they also have killer outfits. Like, honestly, if you're in costume design, you should have killer outfits.
You think that'd be a given?
Yeah.
We design the costumes and we design our own wardrobe for this shit. Hello. Holly Waddington. What a cool name.
The one Cheeto Puff broke the video so bad for me for 1 second.
Oh, it did? Dang.
have to check out Poor Things. Yeah.
Poor Things is great. It's very weird. It's a Yorgos Lanthimos film. I feel like it might be his most accessible, though, weirdly, of all of his films. He's done Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Favorite, The Lobster, probably his most famous and well-known. Great filmmaker, very strange. Definitely don't watch it with your family. But, if your family's cool.
He was explaining the premise of Poor Things to me, like, right before we started going live.
Yeah.
And I was very confused.
Yes, it's very strange. But I love it. I love Emma Stone in it. I love Willem Dafoe in it. Mark Ruffalo is awesome. What's funny is I tried to move the mic away when I ate that Cheeto. I tried to move it so it wouldn't make a big noise. I'm guessing it was the power of the Cheeto Puff messed up the video quality or something for somebody.
I mean, that's the power of a Cheeto Puff.
That's just Cheeto Puffs in general, man. Right when they get to the family, they start cutting them off. I hate the cutoffs so much. I really do. It's these are people that are working so hard, and this is their moment of celebration. And if you're not famous, if you're not in, if you're not on the headlines every single day,
time for Mason ASMR.
Mason ASMR. Oh man. I think our mutual friends from D&D have joked about doing ASMR.
Yeah.
I think Rain and Becca like ASMR. I think they're fans of it.
I am a fan of a trend that I have been seeing on TikTok lately. The last video I saw was mommy ASMR. It was
I know what it is you're talking about.
What was it? It was you come home and she made you cookies and she's getting them out of the oven, and it's, oh my gosh, it's great. Or there's you're in the car with your girlfriend and she commits vehicular manslaughter ASMR. Or boyfriend farts and then gastronomically explodes.
The one where she burns her hands cooking.
Yeah.
When she starts screaming, I was wheezing. It was killing me. It was so funny. All right.
I'll shield my innocent mom's eyes. The cutoffs are so horrendous.
Yeah, they are.
The gimmicks they put on is really sad. If there's any typos or at any point there's 2 letters where there should be 1, it's because 1, Jimmy Kimmel has cursed my keyboard, and 2, it's a Mac laptop keyboard.
I blame Jimmy Kimmel. Just blame Jimmy Kimmel for everything.
Yeah, it's his fault.
It is his fault. We all blame Jimmy Kimmel around here. Like, wake up and stub my toe. Jimmy Kimmel. I blame Jimmy Kimmel for everything wrong in the world today.
Blame Jimmy Kimmel for the economic situation of America.
The economic situation of the world.
Yeah.
Anybody out there struggling, just direct your anger at Jimmy Kimmel. And this is not how I should use my audience. No. Don't direct everything toward Jimmy Kimmel. I don't like him though.
Or do.
Respectfully.
You know what? You make your own decisions.
You guys, you're adults. You can decide whether you want to be upset at Jimmy Kimmel or not. Dang it, Jimmy. Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Are they playing Africa?
I was about to ask the same question.
By Toto for a
symphonic version of it. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had.
Get your guide for travel.
Freaking love Africa. I love Toto. Dude, speaking of Dune, we talked about Dune earlier. The 80s Dune is super weird and not a great movie. It's definitely David Lynch's worst movie. However, Toto did the soundtrack, and it's killer. The Toto soundtrack is so good. I love it. It's great.
Watching it with us is repairing the brain cells that Jimmy has made me lose. Hi, Mason. Hi, Elizabeth.
That is Misty.
Hi, Misty.
Hello. Hello.
Dude, Misty, I cut my hair. Do you see how short it is?
The hair's cut. She cut it herself.
Rated B for Barbie.
Rated B for Barbie? Oh, this is an ad for Channel 13. I thought it was part of the
That's-
show.
Yeah. BMOS here too.
Hell yeah.
What's up, Debbie?
Hi. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in. Love y'all. Love you so much. Love you. Love you. So glad to have everybody here. I'm glad we have 16 people. I didn't think I was gonna get like 5.
Gummy wants to know if he can hop on stream for a second.
Not
The door's locked and we have
the
no way
door
to open
is
it
locked,
right now.
and the room, the way to walk here. I'm following the classic film convention of like if it's not in frame, it doesn't exist. Right? There is so much clutter because I had to move all these things around to get this space for the two of us. So I wouldn't. I would say no. I would not recommend hopping on the stream for a second. No, I would not recommend it. There's so much mess in here. Ooh, Cures the Fireman. Love this movie. This is another one where I'm torn on the editing Oscar because there's 3 that I want really bad. I'm gonna go with Anatomy of a Fall, but I think Thelma, who animated this, she's a legend. One of the greatest editors of all time. Thelma Schoonmaker, I believe her last name is. Been editing for Scorsese for so long. Oh, this is the song.
Ooh, okay.
All right, here we go. Let's get it. Glad this got nominated. They can't hear the Oscars on the stream, so it's just me going. Just kidding.
They should have had Jimmy Kimmel shave his eyebrows and hair.
Hey, it would have been entertaining, right?
For Dune.
Oh, for Dune. I love the lighting. They're doing a really good job with the lighting and presentation
They have been.
this year. I like this. I like that it's actually trying to evoke the tone of the film instead of just being them on stage performing it with like a backdrop of the movie. They're trying to get the same like vibe with like the scorched sun back there.
Silent Headbang goes hard.
Oh,
it
yeah.
does.
Oh, it does, dude. You can imagine the music up here. Just know that this song goes insanely hard.
It does.
The song for My People. Not My People. That's the title of the song because I do not know how to pronounce the first part and I don't want to be horribly offensive. I don't want to come off terrible. I have to look it up.
What I like is that the dancing
Yep.
portion of it is a part of the music because they had the little bells on their legs.
Yep. The scene in the movie was crazy too. There's Lily and Marty.
I don't know who Lily is, but there she is.
Lily Gladstone. She's up for Best Actress for that movie. And I think she's going to win it. She's my pick. Also, my choice as well. Not just the one I think is going to happen. I think she deserves it 100%. She was amazing in that movie. Just incredible. The work she was doing in that.
We got Dwayne Johnson and who?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's in Spanish.
Cinema is a universal language that speaks to the common threads bind us together.
Oh, that's Bad Bunny?
Oh, this is Best International Film. I have not seen all of these. I think The Zone of Interest is the best film here, but I'd also think Society of the Snow would be pretty cool. But my favorite film here is Zone of Interest. I would love to see that.
I actually don't know what's
Oh,
nominated.
I want to
for
see
Best Picture.
Perfect Days so bad. It's Wim Wenders.
Society of the Snow.
Yep.
Teacher's Lounge.
It looks well shot. This is the one I
Zone
want.
of Interest.
God, Zone of Interest is such a devastating, evil film, but it's so well made and like it.
Zone of Interest looks really twisted.
The Oscar goes to The Zone of Interest. Yes, the Zone of Interest looks. I'm sorry. What was the?
Looks really twisted.
It is. I won't reveal anything about it in case anybody wants to see it. It was directed by Jonathan Glazer. It stars Sandra Hüller, who is up for. She was up for Best Actress for this, and she's also in Zone of Interest. She was in for another movie, Anatomy of a Fall. So she's in 2 films that are nominated for Oscars for Best Picture this year. It's very very twisted and very dark, but it's the banality of evil where what's happening is off screen is what's so important, not what's happening on it. How they both parallel one another without revealing everything about it for those who want to check it out.
He's got 2 pages ready. Let's go.
I hope they give him the time to do it.
He's going through it pretty quick. Barbie and Oppenheimer for Best Picture. It's the only ones you've seen.
I think it's more than likely going to be Oppenheimer, and I would be very, very happy about that.
Didn't watch it.
Loved Oppenheimer. Just great movies this year. Like, seriously.
Is it a horror movie?
The Zone of Interest. It is not a horror film in the conventional sense. The horrors of it are. It's a film that takes place during the Holocaust. It takes place in a house.
I thought for sure they'd start playing him off. He's talking about Gaza.
Oh, all right.
Talking about all the victims.
Yes. Anyway, not a strictly a horror film, but a very horrifying film. The more you think about it, it sits with you. Yes, I would say.
Yes.
Jonathan Glazer. Fantastic. Glad Zone of Interest got that. It'd also be pretty awesome if it got Best Picture, but I think Oppenheimer's going to get it. Oh, Sandra.
Why does it keep cutting to her? Was she in it?
She was in it, yes.
Okay.
She was in both Anatomy of a Fall and The Zone of Interest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Night Watch It. Then he did Under the Skin, I think. You guys need to play Gartic Phone.
Oh yeah, Gartic Phone's fun. The D&D party played it when we didn't meet up for a game one week. Very fun.
I wasn't there. Didn't watch Oppenheimer because they omitted some ethnic cleansing.
They definitely focused on J. Robert Oppenheimer himself, and I feel like it worked well for me. I understand if there's reasons why people don't people disagreed with the choice not to show the Japanese angle of it. I understand why people would disagree with that, but I think it is very much a film about the myth of the person that was behind the atomic bomb rather than the bomb itself and the consequences of it and the things of that. But anyway, entirely.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on. They're yelling.
They're joking about Barbenheimer. That's what they're joking about. Ooh, Godzilla -1. That's my hope for visual effects this year.
The film was about Oppenheimer. It wasn't supposed to justify his actions.
Absolutely. It's not. It doesn't justify him. It doesn't condemn him, nor does it justify everything he does. It's definitely a film that leaves you thinking about the consequences of what happened and what J. Robert Oppenheimer was behind. God, what a great movie. I want to see it again.
You need to play Dead of Night.
All right. Okay. Are they actually doing a stunt award, or are they just doing a tribute to it?
I'm wondering if they're doing a tribute to it because Ryan Gosling's about to do the Stuntman movie.
I hope that's not why.
I'm talking about the indigenous people that originally lived where the bomb was constructed.
Oh, okay. in Los Alamos, right?
I might pirate it eventually. I just won't pay to see it. It bothers me.
Fair
But
enough. Fair enough. Sail the Seven Seas.
I
So they
pirate
did a
movies 'cause I
tribute to
can't afford
stunts, but
them.
they didn't give it an award. Anyway, I'm sorry. What were you saying? I didn't mean to cut you
I
off.
said I pirate movies because I can't afford to watch them.
Yeah.
Recommend the John Wick movies.
Yeah. I have seen every John Wick except the last one they did, the latest one.
Mom says she loves the stream. Hi, Wendy. I love you.
Yep. Yeah, Mom. Love you. Thank you for watching, Mom.
Favorite movies this year?
All right. What's your favorite?
Like, okay, this year as in 2023, like this past year, or this year as in
I think they're
2024?
I think they're doing 2020. Well, we could do both movies. So out of these, the last year, what was your favorite movie you saw?
Okay, so 2023, definitely favorite movie was Barbie.
Mhm.
Like that's the one that impacted me the most and I genuinely enjoy. 2024 so far, honestly, the one that I enjoyed the most, Madam Web.
Yep. Yep.
I know it is a bad movie. I get that, and it is, and I agree with
Yeah.
you there.
Highly
I
entertaining.
love that movie. I watched it twice in theaters,
So did I.
once in IMAX. He also did because I made him.
Yep. If I had to pick a favorite film from last year, it's between Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon was incredible. I haven't talked about it a whole lot just because it's such an enormous movie and there's so much to say or what it had to say, but it is impeccably directed, impeccably acted, edited flawlessly by Thelma, and Oppenheimer's like right up there with it. Those two are the ones I go like if someone had to force me, I'd probably go Oppenheimer just because of the experience that I had watching it was so incredible to see on that massive screen and that's what I live to go to the movies for, stuff like that. This year, my favorite films so far that I've seen this year.
Was it Mean Girls?
It wasn't Mean Girls, although this was entertaining.
Is it Madam Web?
It's I can't say it's Madam Web. No, I Madam Web is highly entertaining, but it is awful. It is a terrible movie, but it is highly entertaining.
Dune 2.
Yeah, Dune 2 so far. It is Dune Part 2 so far. Out of everything I've seen this year so far.
If you were able to meet a director, who would you meet?
Spielberg. I know a lot of people have. There's definitely more. If it was like a director that's deceased or someone that's a little more not as mainstream, I understand that. But Spielberg had the biggest impact on the stories that I love the most and things that I want to do myself. If I ever was to become a film, like I dreamed of making a movie myself. That's a dream that I have and I've always had since I was a kid. And Spielberg really opened up. Like it was the first time I saw someone. I remember watching the Jurassic Park DVD, and that had a huge, profound like impact on who I was as a person. And I remember having a memory of my dad saying that's the guy that made the movie. And I'm like, oh, Steven Spielberg. And from then on, that guy's name would pop up on things that I just loved, that I'd already fallen in love with, and things I was already watching. So Spielberg would be a director I would 100% would love to just have a conversation with, and just tell him how much it meant to me, the stuff that he's made. I'm sure he's heard that a million times, but it's personal. It's a personal thing.
Worst movie of 2023?
Anyone But You.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
It's probably not, but I'm just top of my head. It's pretty bad. I did not like Anyone But You at all.
Interesting that Oppenheimer is about the horrors of war from the perspective of uncaring people in power, with while minus one is from the perspective of civilians who carry the burden of PTSD.
That Godzilla Minus One was so good. It was fucking fantastic. I loved Godzilla Minus One. I loved it so much. It's such a throwback to what Godzilla was when it started, because I love the original Godzilla film from 1954, and it's such a great update of what that is while not rehashing it. It has a new, fresh perspective from the people, from the human characters, which people a lot of say it's the first compelling characters that Godzilla's ever had. That's not true, but they are the most compelling, not the first most compelling they've had. They're the most compelling.
From your perspective, when it comes to entertainment, what do you feel crosses the line from imitation to ripoff?
That's an interesting question because I've had that conversation with a buddy of mine recently. Um, Homage and imitation are things where it's a very clear reference, or I guess the best way to put it is if you look at someone like George Lucas, for example, with Star Wars, right? Uh, he was very clearly trying to do things that Flash Gordon was doing and things that Kurosawa films were doing, and he was very open about that. And Tarantino is also one of the greatest film borrowers. Like he takes ideas and he remixes them in his own style. A ripoff film where that line is drawn is when there's no attempt at trying to make it clear that it is an homage, where it is attempting, it feels like a cash grab on something that already exists. If that makes any sense. I'm sorry if I'm horribly articulating this point. But if you're watching a movie and they're trying to be as sincere as they can be in this idea without acknowledging that it's an idea that already exists, that's ripoff more than imitation or homage to me. I'm sure I could probably word this way better, but live,
My favorite movie didn't come out last year, but I watched the Suspiria remake about 3 times.
Yeah.
My favorite movie of all time came out in 1969, and I rewatch it multiple times a year, every year.
Yeah.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, for those of you who want to know.
One of the best horror remakes ever. Suspiria.
Jaws or Jurassic Park?
Ooh, Jaws or Jurassic Park. Oh, man. I've rewatched Jaws more, but Jurassic Park is my personal favorite of all of his films. I'll go Jurassic Park. It had the most profound impact on me as a person, and it's a film that I still, when I watch it, kind of like Jaws, but in a very different way. It's magnetic. I can't look away from it. I'm fully into it. It still chokes me up every once in a while when there are certain scenes that happens. I'm still in awe of how good the stuff looks on the action and CG side, but also the characters are just so well thought out and so have such great vibes with one another and play off each other so well. Jurassic Park. It's Jurassic Park.
Corinth says that Sound of Freedom was probably the worst film of 2023.
Yeah, ooh, man, good pick. Good pick. For a lot of reasons. It's a bad movie, but there are other reasons as well. From the people that made the movie that are currently in a lot of hot water.
David says he would meet Martin Scorsese and talk to him about cinema and his opinions for Stupid Long Hours.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nicholas says Oppenheimer is a Godzilla prequel.
Ah, yes.
Rook Regent, sorry if I said that wrong, didn't know -1 existed until it was out of theaters and agrees with Nicholas's take.
Yeah. I'm glad it did well in theaters. They did do recently a re-release of it in black and white, Godzilla minus color, that I'd love to see. I'd love to check that out.
And your opinion on Saw X?
Oh, Saw X is great. We saw Saw X together.
It is the only Saw movie I've ever seen.
Saw X was great, and it's great in the ways that the Saw franchise is great, but it's also a good movie, which is kind of crazy because if you're a fan of Saw, you get it. I'm sure the person that asked is a fan of Saw. Saw is great in that it's a weird soap opera and has this crazy convoluted plot for no reason, and it has great gore and things like that, whereas Saw X actually added a very interesting spin on the story. I really enjoyed Saw X. I love the character of John Kramer getting a lot of getting to be the main character for the first time, fully the main character, and Tobin Mills great. I think he's 81 now or something. I don't know, but it was great. Saw X was fantastic.
David said he wants to see you do an essay on the wacky world of mockbusters.
Wacky world of mockbusters.
Yeah, like ripoffs.
Oh, well, yeah. Rip-off movies. Yeah.
What's Up?
I thought it was a thing that existed. I get what you mean now.
Toying, Little Panda Fighter.
Ratatouille, Little Panda Fighter. What's Up? I think was the Up ripoff.
Yeah.
What's Up? Yeah. That's where the line is crossed of they're trying to cash in on something without it even exists, or it hasn't even come out yet. They watch the trailers for the movies and then they make the cheapest thing they can make. And that happens on a Hollywood level as well, not just in the bargain bin DVD thing either.
Thomas thinks that Saw X is better than the first.
Ooh, yeah.
And Rick is a Saw stan and happy that it did well. Tobin Bell wouldn't be around much longer.
Sadly,
Won't be around much longer. So gotta enjoy his performances while we can.
he's awesome.
Christoph Waltz, I think, would make a great Hugo Strange.
Ooh, yes, he would. He's on stage right now. They're doing Best Supporting Actor, and Christoph Waltz just I don't remember who they were talking about. Unfortunately, we've not paying attention to this part.
Oh, who does Oscar go to?
Yep, Robert Downey Jr.
Jr.
I knew that was coming, and honestly, very well deserved. He did a great job in Oppenheimer. He was so good as Strauss. I love hearing that score. Good
Talk
job.
about The Amazing Bulk.
The Amazing Bulk. The greatest movie ever. My favorite run animation that loops the entire movie of him running like this. The Amazing Bulk. It's a movie that was made entirely with assets you could purchase online. Like cheap
Do you remember when we
assets.
watched Shark Side of the Moon?
Yeah, we barely got through it. I don't think we finished it.
And
The
there was
original?
that shark that was
Yes.
running, but then going
They
the
bought
other
like
way.
a Mixamo animation and they stuck it.
Any film hot takes?
Film hot takes. There are a couple movies in terms of like stuff that would be probably controversial. There are a couple directors that I don't love like everybody else. Like people love Woody Allen. Not as a dude, but his films have never done anything for me. People love Woody Allen's movies. I never cared for them. They don't grab me in a way that's That's I guess a hot take. I like. Oh, here's one. My friends get. One my friend got annoyed by. The 2003 Hulk movie. I like. The Eric Bana Hulk.
Yeah.
I like that movie. I think it's better than the Edward Norton one. That's a crazy hot take for a lot of people. I like that one a lot. I like that it tried to do something. It's Ang Lee, so he tried to tell a weird psychological story with a Hulk movie. It's not a great movie, but I like it.
People are stoked that RDJ won.
Yep, I'm super happy. I'm sorry I'm talking all over his speech, but I'm answering questions.
Well, they can't hear speech. I mean,
unless
you're watching it at home.
I love you, Robert Downey Jr. I'm glad you won. I'm so glad he got this.
Hamilton is overrated.
Hamilton's overrated.
100%.
I have never sit through the entirety of Hamilton. It's not for me. I will say I agree there. It's look, they got the dog clapping. Isn't that cute? I don't mean to sound so terse. That actually was cute. Yeah, Hamilton doesn't do it for me. But then again, it's Lin-Manuel Miranda. I'm not the biggest fan of. I loved his take on Tick, Tick, Boom. He did a great job directing that movie, but I am not a fan of the dude. Like I think he got kind of overhyped by the media. Like a lot of people were talking about how great he was, and he kept writing a bunch of songs for movies, and it was too much for me.
Heard great things about De Niro as William Hill. I wish Robert could host the Oscars, but they probably can't afford him. Who did he play? I don't care about him. That's my hot take.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, didn't watch it.
He played Strauss, the head of the Atomic Commission in Oppenheimer, I believe. Who was like kind of Oppenheimer's nemesis in the movie, kind of an antagonistic role.
OMG, no, I love Hamilton. You know what? You love what you love.
Hey,
no,
okay,
no
it didn't
shame,
do anything for me.
No judgment.
No,
I personally
I'm not for this thing that happens on the internet for some reason where like people feel like they have to argue and get really personal about it. Like if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you like it. Definitely debate things. It's cool to debate stuff, but sometimes people just get like crazy about. Oh, I don't care for this much. You're stupid and wrong. I'm like, no, don't be that way. Be chill. Disagree, but be chill about it. That's the thing.
Can we have a meme award? Sure.
A meme awards. Ooh, what's the best meme?
I don't know. I'm old. I don't know what's
You're old, huh?
What's up to date. Yeah, I'm gonna be like
old.
30 here pretty soon. In like 4 years.
Yeah.
Favorite horror films?
Oh man, Do I have time?
Don't get him started.
Don't get me started
We'll
on
be
it.
here
Oh, man.
for so many hours.
A dream video of mine. I'll put it this way: a dream video of mine that I've wanted to make since the start of the channel, and I may do, but it would take months to make, so no promises. On soon, it would be the Universal monster films from the 1930s and 40s. I love them dearly. I have some masks of the Frankenstein monster and Boris Karloff's Frankenstein monster and Bela Lugosi's Dracula. I have over there. Horror film. My favorite horror film ever is Halloween. I've done a 2-part retrospective on the Halloween series on the channel that I'm very proud of. I think those videos turned out pretty good. I also love American Wolf in London. The Shining, the Kubrick Shining. Man, there's a lot. I hate on the spot is so hard because there's so many. The Thing, the John Carpenter, The Thing is great. It's a masterpiece. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of horror
Debate:
films.
Mason has a secret Genshin Impact shrine in his basement. It's not in his basement.
You know, and that's all we'll say.
Favorite guilty pleasure movie?
Guilty pleasure movie. I love. My mom and I like the Twilight movies. We watch the Twilight movies occasionally when they're on. I'll stop and watch them, and Mom and I'll watch them if they're on. We also like a couple like rom-coms, like the movie. Have you seen Night and Day with Cameron Diaz and Tom Cruise?
Yes.
That's a fun one. It's a fun movie.
I don't think I have any guilty pleasure movies.
Yeah.
TV shows, however.
Yeah.
Anything by the CW.
So you're a big CW fan.
I love them so much.
Yeah.
The Thing changed me. Annihilation is one of my favorite horror films. It's
Based.
probably comforting.
Annihilation is great.
Agree. The Thing is the best horror movie ever made.
The Thing is great. It does everything a horror movie should do right. Everything. It's wonderful. John Carpenter was on the top of his game at that point in his career, and I think he's not only one of my favorite directors, but one of my favorite composers. The synth scores are so good.
Encino Man is your guilty pleasure movie.
Encino Man, yeah. This movie's great. They're showing clips of Anatomy of a Fall. Wonderful courtroom drama. Sandra Hüller is amazing in it. The editing is so good. It's a one I think won't win, but I would like to see win for editing.
That was your main takeaway from Anatomy of a Fall, was after you had watched it, you were like, you know what? More people in U.S. government just need to tell people to shut up.
Well, yeah, the court system's really funny.
Danny
They wear
DeVito.
funny robes, and then they just like in the U.S. you would have like, oh, that contempt of court, don't interrupt. Whereas they're like, yeah, shut up, dude, I'm talking.
Spy
It's
Kids
great.
3 is a guilty pleasure movie.
Yes.
You don't need to feel guilty about that. Spy Kids 3 is fantastic.
Do you think Sylvester Stallone goes to bed every night thinking I gave the greatest performance of my career in Spy Kids 3?
I don't think he remembers Spy Kids 3.
I don't think he remembers a lot of movies he made. I think he blocked out Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. You ever heard of that one?
No.
You should watch that.
Damn. Danny DeVito's looking old.
So is Schwarzenegger. Mr. Freeze.
Need to play Getting Over It. How could you rewrite a Goofy movie as a horror movie?
How would I rewrite Goofy movie as a horror movie?
Mhm.
Oh man, Max is he gets in trouble at school for his little stunt, and then
Max isn't real.
Goofy. That's one way to do it. I would also say that Goofy gets angry that Max is stepping out of line, and then Goofy goes into his basement where his wife's remains are, and he's like, "I have to correct my son like I corrected my wife." Got a little dark.
Okay. All the Spy Kids movies are amazing. Shark Boy and Lava Girl 2. Yes.
Yes, Shark Boy and Lava Girl was a childhood movie for me.
The only thing I remember in Spy Kids 3 is Elijah Wood dying. Yeah, he says cake and then dies.
He walks in and he says, "Let's go to the final level together." And then he walks in, cake, and then gets zapped and goes, "Oops."
The director of Spy Kids 3 must have had so much dirt on everyone in that movie. I think everyone willingly did it.
Robert Rodriguez, from what I've heard, is a really chill, cool dude. Oh, okay. Before we get further, this is visual effects. Godzilla -1 needs to win this. I want it to win so bad. It had a team
Guilty
of 35 people
pleasure,
do all the
Mary
visual
Kate
effects
and
for
Ashley
Godzilla
movies. I've seen
-1.
all of the Mary Kate and Ashley movies. Passport to Paris. When the West was fun. That's one of my favorite ones.
Come on, Godzilla -1. I want this to win so bad. It would be amazing that that a Godzilla movie gets a damn Oscar.
We both tried to kill Batman. Yeah, no, the Schwarzenegger and DeVito.
Yep.
Was pretty. That was a
cute.
solid monologue.
Although it's DeVito's was actually did fight Michael Keaton. Oh, come on, Godzilla.
When is it starting?
Godzilla -1 got an Oscar. Yes.
Dude, Godzilla? Nice.
Yes. Oh, I love. Oh, they have their Godzilla figures. That's awesome. That is so cool. What a great movie. That's awesome.
I mean, where I'm at, Oscars has been on for 2 hours. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know about you.
I'm just letting whoever, maybe that the confusion is like we can't show it or have audio from it or anything, and we'll get copyrighted. So like if you're watching it at home, you can watch us watch it with you. This is basically what it is. It's a watch party. Dude, Godzilla -1 got a damn Oscar.
Way
That's
to go.
great.
Congratulations.
You know, there was a team of 35 people that did the visual effects for this. 35 people. And the director is a visual effects artist, but he was the visual effects lead, the guy that directed the movie. So that's awesome. Yes. Give them time. Give them time. Do not cut them off. They're going to do it, but don't. Yes.
Should be Godzilla 0 because they got an Oscar. It's equalized.
Yes.
Yes.
Rocky Balboa. I love this guy. Sees great movies. That's so awesome.
Man, I love Godzilla. Dude, Godzilla's pretty cool.
Godzilla's awesome. Huge fan.
I've seen 2 Godzilla movies. The one where Godzilla is pregnant and the one where she fights Kong.
I have seen every Godzilla film that's been released. I haven't seen the anime series that they've done in the past or the cartoons, but I have seen the main films that they've put out. All at least once.
Watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang live. I do every day.
That would have to be a fun stream to do at some point for your birthday.
Dude, for my birthday? Absolutely.
Yeah. If they cut him off, I'm going to be so mad. Don't. Oh, they're already doing it. I'm furious. Stop. I hate that they cut off the visual effects every single time. And the visual effects category is so important to mainstream movies now because that's how they're earning their money. People are going to see films for the visuals, for the action sequences. That's so important to the movie, and they cut the category off all the time in their speech. I can't stand it. Oscars, yeah, every single freaking time.
Any film-related books of any kind you'd recommend?
Film-related?
Film-related books.
There is a book I have on my shelf behind me. It was written by Paul Hirsch. I'm not going to get off the shelf, but it's called A Long Time Ago in a Cutting Room Far, Far Away. And it's written by the editor of films like Star Wars, Carrie, one of the legendary editors, Hirsch. Fantastic book. Great perspective on what editing is and what it's like, how important they are to the film. Highly recommend that book. And then, of course, there's great books you can buy. Like I got one here that has like 100 film recommendations or 1,000 film recommendations in it. What are they doing now? I missed this. Ooh, Oppenheimer went to. What was this one for? I missed it. I was recommending books.
I don't know. I was listening to you recommend books.
Is this costume? No, I already did costume.
Jennifer Lang.
Oh, is it editing? It's editing. Oh, okay, okay. Oppenheimer got it. I thought it would.
Yep.
Anatomy of the Fall was the one I would wanted for reasons, but Oppenheimer had a huge film to compile. It's such a long movie. I understand why they gave it to her. That's awesome. Congratulations, Jennifer. I'm happy
Like her
with this
dress.
Oscars so far, except for the parts where they're cutting people off. I think the winners are deserving it for the most part.
Yes, absolutely.
I would say so, which is
Uh,
rare for the Oscars normally for me.
Opinions on Silence of the Lambs.
Masterpiece, easy, easy masterpiece. I've watched Silence of the Lambs. How many times have I watched that movie now? There was a point when I would watch it. There was a few nights where I watched it in a row, just every night, because I was so hooked on how confidently it was directed, the performance of Hopkins, the performance of Jodie Foster. Everything about it is great. I love the score. It's such a good movie. Such a great adaptation of the book as well, and it also made changes to the book that I have read that were better, in my opinion, in adaptation.
So it wasn't actually for editing. It was for the most uses of the word Oppenheimer in a movie.
Well, yeah, that was the easy win. Wouldn't it be funny
Clearly.
if they tallied how many movies used Oppenheimer and Poor Things said it like 20 times? Like, wait a minute, that movie didn't have him in it. Why did they say that?
Or if it was like an award for how many times a movie said its own name in the movie.
Ooh, It Never Went Away. I've not heard this before. They're performing the song from American Symphony, I believe.
Opinions on the film that made The Godfather. Was ashamed it wasn't as good as The Room.
Oh. Uh, is just asking about The Room? I'm confused by the question. What was it?
I'm not sure. Opinions on Godfather.
Let me see. Let me read that. Make sure I get what he's. Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah, The Room. He's asking about The Room. Funny enough, they've been having ads. I don't know if you've seen them of Tommy Wiseau doing like some ad of some kind.
Some ad of some kind.
Yeah, for something I don't know, but it's Tommy Wiseau, so I can't get over what he's talking about. The Room is hilarious. I remember, so I've read the Disaster Artist book. I like the book way better than the movie. It's a weirdly compelling argument for what makes a good bad movie. Like a lot of people they'll look at movies and go, "Oh man, dude, isn't Sharknado like so funny?" And I'm like, "No." The reason why The Room is so funny is The Room was trying to be a masterpiece and it was completely sincere, and that's what made it so funny. So whenever you make movies like for example, the movies Tommy Wiseau has made since are just not funny because he's actually trying to be funny. So I love The Room. I love The Room because of it, he completely seriously was trying to make a Tennessee Williams or like a Francis Ford Coppola epic, and he made The Room, and it's great. Love it.
Any upcoming videos?
Upcoming videos? Oh, plenty that I have ideas for. I'm working on a video currently. It's video game related. That's what I'll say. Video game and animation related. So that should. I like to keep y'all in suspense. You know, I like to. I'm sure some can figure it out. If it's a marriage of video game and animation, I'm sure people can figure it out. Also, I'm trying to do more of the shorter, kind of like around 8 to 10 minute videos where I kind of don't have as much of a script. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. I feel secure with a script, a very rigid script, because it saves me from rambling. It saves me from stuttering a whole lot. But I want to get more confident in making more videos like that so I can have more things for people to watch and be excited to see. And also to give me opinions on movies that I just watched in theaters or things I just watched on Netflix or shows that I just finished. That way I can just have more things for everybody to watch. So that's something I'm working on right now, is in addition to the video essays, the longer videos that are 20 plus minutes or however long, in addition to those, some in between that are filmed on the day with my little the mics I just got and edited by myself and put out real quick. Well, they're all edited by me, but edited by me in a much quicker way that day, I should say.
Hi.
Oh, Mom.
Yeah. Wendy says hi. Still on anime manga villains. Yeah. sorry, I type a sentence and then in my mind I just tell myself I wrote this, which is a lie, and then my English goes out the window. Dude, same.
That's all right.
Thoughts on Taylor Swift? Strange question, but the ad popped up and I wanted to ask.
What was the? I'm sorry.
Taylor Swift?
Oh, the Taylor Swift ad that just popped up.
Mhm.
What was the question?
Thoughts on Taylor Swift?
Oh, thoughts on Taylor Swift. I also watched the ad and lost my brain too. Taylor Swift. I have nothing against Taylor Swift. Don't listen to her music very much. I've heard a few songs. It's not the kind of music I'm into, but I think people overhate her quite a bit.
They overhate and
Like,
they also
especially
over worship.
especially with the Travis Kelce thing. Like, it's not her fault she's getting put in front of everybody that much.
Yeah, I think she's cool. I think she makes decent music. I do think, just kind of in general, people tend to either it's one extreme or the other with celebrities. It's either you hate them or you worship them. There's no like in the middle.
Right. Yeah, I enjoy some of her music, but it's not my kind of music. Is I guess my thoughts on Taylor Swift as an artist. Oh, Maestro, great! What a boring movie.
Hell yeah, I do like the hot take videos in addition to the scripted ones.
Yeah.
Gives a good balance.
Thank you.
Have you guys seen or heard of Has Been Hotel? I've watched all of it. I enjoyed it. I like musicals. Enjoyed Has Been Hotel.
I guess that might be a hot take. I did not care for the pilot. It's not bad. Very happy for Vivzy Pop to get that show out there, and it's a huge deal for someone who is an animator online to get their animation into a major network release. It's not for me, but I've heard the show is really good. I will have to actually sit down and watch the show and see if that alters my perception on the pilot, which it didn't do a whole lot for me. Well animated, very well animated. I love the character designs. I like the color. And I think the music and singing is very, very good.
Taylor Swift is overrated and underrated.
Interesting take.
Have you heard of the British Canadian animated series Hilda on Netflix?
I have not. I don't think I have. It may have popped up on Netflix, but I don't.
I have. I've watched quite a few episodes of it. I know you guys don't care about me because this is Basin's channel, but I've been working on a little animated thing, and
shill your stuff.
I was trying to find different styles. So I watched through a lot of different series, and Hilda I thought was very cute, very endearing. I like the weird little world that they built and how they just accept, like in one of the first episodes, there's a village of tiny people living right next to them. Montgomery asks Wendy's or McDonald's.
Wendy's. You kidding?
I like McDonald's.
Nah, Wendy's. Give me a Baconator.
I'm sick of all the backlash that season 5 of Samurai Jack gets.
I haven't heard of a lot of backlash of it. I've heard nothing but great from it. From people, especially from friends that I had. They're like, dude, you need to see season 5, which I haven't seen. So
I was not allowed to watch Cartoon Network growing up. Yeah. And Samurai Jack played on Adult Swim, right? Mm-hmm. So I never watched it.
So Samurai Jack played on Cartoon Network, and that's when I watched it, when it was actually on Cartoon Network. The last seasons of it that were Gendy going back and getting to do what he wanted to do with it and how he wanted to end it, that's Adult Swim.
We do care about you, Corn Dog. Thanks, Zach.
We do care about Elizabeth. 100%.
Tragic it's getting the Owl House treatment for Hilda. Yes. It is a little
great,
upsetting.
By the way,
Owl House. That is actually
fantastic.
So. That is the style that I chose for my little short that I'm making. Do I have a channel? I do. I don't hardly post on it. It is at Flee the Lair. I've got like 3 videos up right now.
You can find it on my channel on my home page. I do have it as like other channels. Elizabeth's is on there. There's also a great channel called Hashimoto. Shout out to Hashimoto. Fantastic videos and a great dude that's just been super supportive of the channel since my first video really took off, and he's been so wonderful, and I chat with him all the time. Great guy, great videos.
Another great animated villain, Silco from Arcane.
All right, people are going to be very happy about this. All right, so Silco was one of the most talked about villains that wasn't in my video that on the comments. I think he might be the most. That and I'd say that he was the most. So Arcane is a show that had been hyped up for me forever that I had not gotten around to. And I talked about it in my animation videos how important it was. People were loving it at the time. I had not seen it. Just the other day, I sat down for the first time and I watched it and marathoned it in one day with my friends Zach and Kaya. Shout out to them. They're in the chat probably. It was fantastic. And around the time of season 2, make it a video. And I think Silco may finally have his day on this channel.
I
I
have
think
not seen
he's
it yet.
worth
I was sick on the
the
day
talk.
that you guys met up to watch it.
Yep.
I will be watching it soon, though.
Oh, yeah.
On the topic of video suggestions, the Great British Baking Show. That would be a different video. But I know you love it.
Is that who chat?
No, so that is my friend Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Great
And
British
then
Baking Show I've watched a
your
lot
mom
of.
seconded it.
Because in my house, my family loves the Great British Bake Off. They love that show. My dad loves it because he does not understand a lot of the accents on it, and he finds it very funny.
Oh, sorry. Who just got an Oscar for what?
Documentary short film, and I believe the
Oh.
winner was. I'm sorry, I'm
That's
answering a lot of questions and not paying
Is that not a
attention,
child?
Unfortunately,
That's a child. And she looks like Cinderella. Oh my
that's
gosh.
dope.
I apologize if that's not a child, but definitely looks like a child.
What was the other questions? There was a lot.
Just I love Guillermo, British Bake Off, yes. Silco's up there with some of the very best antagonists
Agree.
in anime and manga.
Agree. Silco's fantastic. He will have his day on this channel whenever around season 2 of Arcane, because it gives me time to actually work on my video. Now that I've seen it and I want to do a video on Arcane, I have time to work on it, so I put all my effort into it.
Please help me get into Arcane. The world is so hard to get into. There's plot holes that take me out of it in the first episode because they should have killed the main characters. Bugs me so bad.
So I'll say, as someone who knew nothing about League at all, watching it, and nothing of the world, and no trailers for it. I'd seen trailers and clips, but that was about it. I found it very easy to get into past first episode. Also, give it if the first episode has roadblocks for you. That's, I think, with any show, let it breathe. Go and keep it, because it was really, as it kept going, it was so easy for me to get into, and I fell in love with it so quickly. Highly recommend you try. If it's not for you, it's not for you, but I loved Arcane.
This is the best stream. You just made my day. Love you guys so much. Oh, we love you
Thank
too.
you. We love
Any
you too.
recommendations for people who want to get into anime?
Ooh, man.
Well, that depends on what you like. Like, do you like more action? Do you like more comedy, more romance? Like, my personal favorite anime is Kill La Kill, but I know that's not for everyone.
Yep.
It's about people fighting. They're also pretty much naked.
Which is great.
Clothes are evil aliens.
So I am nowhere near an anime expert, but I do love anime. There are definitely people who know more about it than me. But the way that I got into anime was, they're doing the full documentaries, by the way. How I got into anime was basic shonen stuff, which is your stuff like Naruto, Bleach, things like that. Now, currently, it's My Hero is the big shonen.
Yeah.
And things like Demon Slayer as well. I got
Demon
into that.
Slayer is great.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, I feel like, has a good mix of, it is mostly action, but it also has that like sweetness to it, to give it more of like a chill vibe.
So
my first anime was Seven Deadly Sins.
Hell yeah. So I got into anime through 20 Days of Mario Paul 1 best documentary. Sorry, we're not keeping up with that, but I'm answering questions. What I was saying about getting into things, anime in the very conventional shonen sense, where it's like good guy, bad guy, a lot of characters with abilities. It's very teen based, and it's just really good action. After that, I got into the more personal shows that have more like deeper themes to them, and they're usually one season long, that are more geared towards adults, but also still have like a teen side. Like, I don't know how you'd classify Evangelion. I don't know if that's I don't think it's shonen, but that's my favorite anime. That's up there with my favorite anime. I'd say that's a top 3. If I was to pick 3 favorite anime ever, Cowboy Bebop. I think Cowboy Bebop was a masterpiece, a perfect, just a perfect show. And then I would say Evangelion. Then I would say the Berserk series from 1997, which is my favorite manga, and that's my favorite adaptation of it. It only covers the first huge arc of Berserk, but it's so well done. And that's the more adult stuff. Would be those three shows are definitely more geared towards people that are going to watch things and pick things apart in a very symbolic way, I guess. You looking at the symbolism, I should say. And then you also have your fun stuff. You know, we watched Erased together,
Yeah.
which was kind of a mix of both.
Yeah.
Erased was fun, but also it was intense and it had plot twists. We were both super into it.
It is, and Erased is shorter as well. I think it was 12 episodes, and there were like 20 to 40 minutes, something like that. Erased was one of the ones where like the first episode, you know, we're making jokes, we're doing our commentary, and then by like the third episode, it was silent, and we were just watching
We're just so invested,
and we binged it in one day.
Love Death Note as well. You know, Death Note's a classic.
Give it the 3-episode treatment. Everybody likes it so much. I want to see what y'all
Arcane.
do. Yeah,
absolutely.
What are your favorite Arcane characters?
I'm gonna try not to tread on reasons why because she hasn't seen it yet. Vi is fantastic. Jinx is fantastic. Silco is fantastic. I also really enjoyed. Again, I've just seen the show a few days ago, so excuse me if my names are kind of not as fresh. But who's I'm trying to remember his name. Vander, I think Vander, the one that raised the two. If you've seen it, you know who I'm talking about. He was great for the amount of time he was in it. He was fantastic. But I think Silco, honestly, I like a good animated villain, and I love the relationship he has with Jinx specifically. And I will get into that more when I make a video about it at some point, I hope. So.
On the topic of Cowboy Bebop, I actually enjoyed the Netflix adaptation. It's a shame they canceled it so quickly. I've heard a lot of mixed things. People either really hated it or enjoyed it. I think it depends on how much you loved the original.
Oh my gosh, they're teasing the I'm Just Ken performance. Anyway, as for Cowboy Bebop, I have not finished the Netflix adaptation. I didn't enjoy it, what I was watching of it. It just did not grab me. It definitely felt... I think there was an effort and an attempt by the filmmakers to try and be faithful to Bebop, but I think it lost the style and flair that Bebop had.
She has style.
In my opinion. It also lacked, I think, the more powerful, subtle storytelling moments that make you think, like Bebop had. Like, Bebop never plays its full hand on characters' backstories entirely. It leaves you to sit there and think about it and really pick on it yourself. And there are things that just work better in animation, in my opinion. I think Bebop, on its own, it works so well. But if you like the live action one, that's great. I don't think the casting, there's anything wrong with the casting in it. I think it's visually pretty cool. It just looks like a really good fan film. But ultimately, it's not for me. It wasn't for me.
I wish Nezuko was the protagonist of Demon Slayer. I think it would have been really cool to have a female shonen protagonist. I agree with that. I do like what they have done with it with Tanjiro. And Nezuko has gotten more screen time as it's gone on. I just finished Swordsmith Village, and the way that they ended Swordsmith Village, I am excited to see what they do with her in the next arc, or if they just get rid of her. I'm curious, and I know that's about to come out here pretty soon. I know you're not caught up on Demon Slayer, are you?
I am behind. I was going to say, you know who would have been a great person to have on here is my brother, who just got into Demon Slayer and finished and caught up on the whole thing. Yep. My brother Marshall, he would be super interested in that discussion. But
I do like how they progressed Nezuko as it went on, because you don't see a whole lot of her throughout the beginning, but she does become, now she doesn't become like the main protagonist, but she does become an essential part throughout a lot of like the fight scenes and stuff, which I think is really cool.
Yep. Demon Slayer is so well animated.
Top 3 anime are Hunter x Hunter, Fate Zero, and Cowboy Bebop. Solid picks. Thoughts on Ari Aster films?
Ari Aster is amazing. I have not disliked a single Ari Aster film. I know he's only made 3. He's made Hereditary, Midsommar, and Beau is Afraid. I rewatched Midsommar recently, and it's so good. Florence Pugh in that movie. He is such a good director for actors. He lets these actors completely transform and just go for it. Toni Collette in Hereditary, Florence Pugh in Midsommar, and Joaquin Phoenix, who's already great, but pair him with Ari Aster. All these people were already great, but you pair him with Ari Aster, it's amazing. I love how boldly weird he is, and he does not care that his films are not conventional, but they're going to get these huge conventional releases, and I'm super happy that that's happening. Ooh, the zone of interest is getting a little spotlight. Hear the sounds? Sound design.
I do hear the sounds. Does Liz have a channel? I do. It's called Flee the Lair. Subscribe if you want to. I don't post very often, but when I do, it's always something.
You can find a link to it on my homepage on my channel.
Silco's parallels with Jace are so compelling.
Yes.
Live action Death Note was great. You know what? I heard that out of all the live actions, that Death Note was probably one of the best.
I stopped watching it after about 30 minutes in, so maybe don't ask me.
Okay, interesting.
Just my thoughts, though.
Who is a villain from anything you've watched that you would watch an entire film about?
Oh, man. So it would never happen, and I don't want it to. But Cormac McCarthy is my favorite author, and he wrote No Country for Old Men, and he created this character named Anton Chigurh. And Anton Chigurh is the antagonist of No Country for Old Men, the film. And Javier Bardem did such a good job with this character. I would watch a whole movie of just him. Fantastic. Okay, best cinematography. I'm interested in this one.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Oppenheimer, but I want Poor Things. Poor Things did weirder things with its cinematography. But I'll be happy with either. Let's go either one. Oppenheimer or Poor Things. Give it to me, Zendaya. Oppenheimer, there we go.
Oppenheimer, okay.
Good job, Hoyt van Hoytema. Such a great cinematographer.
Dude, he's got some killer hair.
He really does. He also has a cool name, Hoyt van Hoytema. It's a badass name.
I'm going to change my name to that, legally.
He was also nominated for Dunkirk, I believe, which also had great cinematography.
Dunkirk was also a war movie, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, didn't mean to cut off the questions. I'm loving answering them. The question. I didn't think I was going to have this many people chatting, so it's cool.
What is an okay to bad film with one really good thing in it?
I did a video recently on musical scores that were better than the film, and there are great examples there of, I think the musical score is just so excellent. The Transformers film by Michael Bay. I know a lot of people love those movies. I like the Transformers in them, and I think the CG on the Transformers themselves, and the music in those films is killer. The film itself is just not. It's eh. I watched the scenes with the Transformers in it. Those they're excellent. I think that's a good answer from that video. Also, and other films I talk about in that video as well, I think would be the music is the killer standout. I love music in film. I love a good musical score. I think if you can get that right, then you have a reason for me to go visit your film again just by listening to the soundtrack, which I do often when I write.
Love Hereditary.
Yes.
Midsommar took me a while to understand, but I really enjoy it. I haven't seen Beau is Afraid.
Beau is Afraid is his funniest movie because it is funny, but it's also his most okay, he's really pushing how far he can go with a mainstream release. I will say that. It's very weird. I love it. If you're into that kind of movie, you'll enjoy it.
Initially drops Demon Slayer early on, but upon friends' request, I eventually gave it a second chance. It's good to hear that from Nezuko. Yeah. Death Note movie is hilarious for the wrong reasons.
I agree. I do
love
not like
Florence Pugh. Yes, we are Florence Pugh stans
Florence
here.
Pugh. She was on the red carpet a little while ago. We both went at the same time.
Hereditary is so creepy. It's one of my favorites.
I fucking love Hereditary, man.
Haven't seen it. I don't watch a lot of horror stuff.
Yeah. This is a short film.
That movie has Carmine Falcone from the Batman.
Which movie?
Oh, Carmine Falcone from the Batman get pissed on by a robot.
Oh yeah, from Transformers. Yes, John Turturro is the.
That's right.
Yeah, he gets pissed on.
I remember that. Yeah.
He's the guy from Sector 7. Yeah. Makes sense that Wes Anderson would win Best Short Film. I've heard this short film is fantastic. Oh no, Wes Anderson tonight? He's probably off making a killer. He's probably mad that his movie didn't get nominated. No nominations at all this year for Asteroid City, and I think that's ridiculous. I love Asteroid City.
A constant feeling of dread is one of my favorite things in a horror film.
Agreed.
Honestly, yeah. I don't watch a lot of horror movies, but when I do, I'm more like the suspense of it, like the constant, like, just like, ugh,
Because
like,
it's something we relate to more.
yeah,
I think.
absolutely.
Ooh, the fire inside. From Flamin' Hot. You know what this movie's about?
No,
The invention of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto.
you know what? Should have guessed.
It is,
Who's that?
from what I've heard, it's very bad. Becky G.
That's Becky G. Okay, didn't even recognize her. I used to listen to her all the time. Singing in the shower. That's not the song right now. That's one of her
Yeah, this
songs.
is the Fire Inside. I believe this is the name of this
Raising
song.
Cane's or Whataburger.
Raising Cane's or Whataburger. I get Whataburger more often, but I like Raising Cane's.
I'm honestly sick of both.
Fair.
I will eat either, but it has not been my go-to lately. Have y'all heard about broadcast signal intrusions? More specifically, the Max Headroom incident.
Yes, I have. I remember there was a point when I was like super into videos, like kind of the 5 creepiest things that ever happened on like public television. That's a famous incident. If I don't know if you've heard of the Max Headroom incident.
Nope.
Basically, I think it was during an episode of Doctor Who on like PBS. Someone hacked the broadcast station and were wearing a mask of Max Headroom, which is this. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yes, you showed me a video.
Yeah. And
Ow.
so you were familiar with it. For those who aren't, he hijacked the signal and did like he said weird stuff with like a background twirling behind him, and he had like a weird filter on his voice, and then he had somebody spank him or something. It was really weird, and that's a famous broadcast. They've never caught the guy that did it. And then I think that inspired a whole genre of like analog horror as well, with like Local 58, which if you haven't seen Local 58, guys, please watch it. It's fantastic.
Thoughts on The Strangers Pray at Night?
I've only seen The Strangers. I have not seen any other Strangers films. I like The Strangers. I think it pushes the based on a true story thing way too far, because it's not. It really isn't if you look into it. But I love.
Movie. Sorry.
I love the. This movie, the tennis movie.
Yeah.
I have something to say about that in a second. Really, really good. Strangers. I like the performances in it. I like how the motivation for the killers is so simple, and I love that. I like how disturbing it is. Also, I believe one of the actors from It's Always Sunny is in it, which is crazy. But yeah, great movie. This movie that's advertising Challengers, just advertised on our broadcast here. It is written by the guy who made, if you guys have seen the video Potion Seller on YouTube, if anybody's seen it, it's a classic meme video. He wrote that movie, and I want to see it for that reason. I think it's fantastic.
Would you rather watch Morbius again or be subjected to Ludovico's technique?
The Ludovico technique from Clockwork Orange. Ludovico technique would be more fun than Morbius.
It's more
Morbius is a movie where the movie was so painfully boring, the memes were funnier than the actual movie.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Friday the 13th?
Texas Chainsaw is a better film. Friday the 13th is a very fun franchise, but the best movie that of all of them together, Texas Chainsaw's one movie is better than all the Friday the 13th movies put together. It's a much better film, in my opinion. It's better directed, better acted, better shot. It's just a great movie. But I love both in their own right.
Are there any YouTube filmmakers you like or love?
Yes, Joel Haver is a big one. Joel Haver this year is doing a thing where he's making one feature-length film a month for the entire year, and he's made 2. The first was a movie about his character named Caleb, which I loved. The second was another one I also really liked that my brother and I just watched the other day called Anyone Else But Me. They're both great. Highly recommend Joel Haver. I also love the people that make analog horror, like Alex Kister, and my man. He did the Backrooms. He's doing the movie for A24. Whose name I'm forgetting. I feel like a bad person for not remembering his name. I feel terrible. Kane Pixels. That's who it is. Yes, there are plenty of YouTube filmmakers that are very talented. I love the Film Riot guys. I was a big Film Riot fan. Ryan Connolly. Big James Rolfe fan as well.
Bye, Mariana. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in.
Strangers Pray at Night is much more 80s slasher. Mm-hmm. It's not great, but it's really fun.
I need to check it out. I haven't seen it.
Texas Chainsaw is more disturbing, while Friday the 13th is more over the top.
Yes. It's also very fun.
I was asking about the Max Headroom incident because there was a found footage film made by a group of people that's supposed to be the story behind it.
Oh, really?
It's an odd, but in my opinion, great short.
I should check it out. If you have a, what's that called? Let me get the title for that. I'll watch it. I'll put it on my notes.
Have you heard of Patrick H. Wilhelms?
Yes, makes great video essays. Patrick H. Willems.
Willems.
I got into his content. He did a video called, it was about vibe movies, where he talked about Tenet. I thought that was great. He also did what is the best 80s movie. Fantastic. My mom highly disagreed with his choices because she was around at that time, but I thought it was great. I got what he was saying. I love his opinions. I love how well shot his video essays are, and he has his own little lore and universe in them. Great stuff. Absolutely love Patrick H. Willems. Fantastic.
Tombstone or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Tombstone or Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Yep.
Oh, man. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Barely. Tombstone's fantastic, though.
What's your most anticipated movies of this year?
Well, my biggest one just came out, Dune. I would say further than that,
What's even coming out this year?
There's supposed to be a new film by Bong Joon-ho this year. Very excited for that. And a new film by the director of Old Boy, Park Chan-wook. Very excited for those. One has Robert Downey Jr., one has Robert Pattinson. Very excited about those. Because those are two of my favorite South Korean filmmakers.
He just said he switched jackets. This is Jimmy Kimmel. He said he switched jackets so that they wouldn't edit him out of the show.
Well,
one, that doesn't make sense. Two, if you're worried about that, maybe you shouldn't be hosting, or maybe be funnier.
Yeah.
Intrusion Max Headroom Incident is the name of the short.
Intrusion Max Headroom Incident. Max Headroom. I'll put that in my notes right now. Glad they checked that out. Okay, look, an actual funny person, John Mulaney. Let's hope he's actually funny. Ooh, that's the music for The Incredibles. Okay, this one, the zone of interest is what I want for this. The sound design in the zone of interest is so perfect and so careful, and it's how the story is told is through the sound design. It should get it 100%.
Sorry, I got my mouth full. The last one.
What's the name of the intrusion? Okay, Max Headroom Incident. Okay.
Do you still plan on making a video on anime manga villains?
Yes, I do.
They would highly recommend watching Hunter x Hunter.
Okay. One of the reasons I have not made it yet, although I've been preparing for it by watching more anime, is because, again, I'm not an anime expert. Never have been.
There are so many.
There is a lot.
That are good.
With villains, with the regular villains that I did, animated Western animated villains that I did, a lot of those I have a personal connection to and a childhood connection to. I'm not ever claiming in those videos they're the best. They're just ones that I love. Whereas the anime villains, I want to see more and get more connected to more of them, and not just say the 5 that you can look up, online. And also, I want to see the best. So that's coming. I have no date on it. Don't expect it anytime soon. I'm going to be watching them. That's why I'm asking for recommendations so that I can get into more things to include in that video when it eventually happens. But yes, that is one I'm definitely going to be doing.
Alien or Parasite?
Alien or Parasite? Well, there's Zone of Interest should win this, if you can hear. Fantastic. 2 very different movies there. Both great, but Parasite is a masterpiece in its own right. But Alien's one of my favorite movies ever. They're both some of my favorite movies ever, so that's a difficult choice.
I am glad that you tuned in as well, Zach. Have fun playing Baldur's Gate 3.
All right.
It is one of my favorite games at the moment.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching.
I would also be playing it, but I'm here right now, and also I play it on Mason's computer, and we are currently using that.
Yeah, I do appreciate they're actually showing clips of the sounds.
Yeah,
instead of
not just like a popular clip from the movie.
The Zone of Interest needs to get this. Thank you for watching, Zach. Zone of Interest, come on. Yes.
Zone
All right.
of interest.
So far, they're getting the ones I want. So far, it's gone pretty well. I'm sorry if I spent a lot of this answering questions instead of talking about the Oscars as much, but hey, I'm glad how it turned out either way. I'm glad people were enjoying this side of it. I hope you guys are.
Hey guys, what is the riddle of steel?
The Riddle of Steel. Oh, that's it's Jay. The Riddle of Steel. We've talked about this. He and I have talked about this. Oh my God,
You know who it is too.
I know who it is. That's a reference to, I think, Conan. I think that's a reference to Conan. I could be completely wrong, Jay. I'm sorry if I am.
Have you considered making a Discord server for this channel and having a weekly, monthly film group watch? So there is a Discord for this server.
There is.
It is a Patreon thing. Discord is open to even the lowest tier, which I think is what, like $3?
Yeah, $3.
And then there are different tiers on Patreon as well, which is at Mason IDK.
Yes. Patreon.com/MasonIDK. But yes, if you pay for the lowest tier, you can get in. You can get into the Patreon.
And then on the Patreon as well, with the different tiers, we do have early access to videos, special commentaries, potential video watch-alongs.
Yes.
We haven't figured that out
if
yet.
If you guys like this format of us or me or whoever guessed Elizabeth or maybe one of my brothers or friends watching a movie, just you guys watching it, having a watch party, and we find a way to sync that up well, I would gladly love to do those on Discord or on the channel every once in a while. I would love to do that.
2 manga that I would highly recommend for great antagonists are Monster and Golden Kamui. Same for
Elizabeth.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh my God, I'm Just Ken.
All right, we got to listen to this.
It's Ryan Gosling saying I'm Just Ken.
I love the outfit.
I love that it's a full pink outfit, but also pink gloves.
Ken, anywhere else I'd be a 10. Destiny, die a life, blonde fragility. I love that they're all wearing cowboy hats. That is so great.
Yeah, patriarchy. We wear cowboy hats.
And once we found out it's not about horses, we're cool with it. What did I see Jay responded to the Riddle of Steel.
Chromecast you out of Valhalla. You know what? Fair. You don't deserve to be there. Nosferatu or
sorry,
Phantom
I didn't
of the
100%.
Opera.
I'm sorry, I didn't 100% get it, but Conan. So, what was the question?
Nosferatu or Phantom of the Opera.
Nosferatu for me.
Truman Show or Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Oh, Truman Show. There's another hot take. I don't like the Grinch. I don't like Jim Carrey's Grinch at all.
How long have you guys been doing YouTube?
How long have I've been doing YouTube now for a year, maybe 2. I started uploading. You feel the energy. I started uploading September of 2022. September of 2022.
Been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's when I started uploading. I made the channel before that, but I never uploaded anything to it. I tried to do some things, and I didn't like how it was, and I got really nervous. Ooh,
Is that Slash?
Yeah.
That was what I was not expecting that.
I think Wolfgang Van Halen played on the original record as well. But yeah, I've been doing it since September of 2022 when I uploaded my Jurassic Park video. And I am amazed at where it's come, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go. Almost 18,000 subscribers now. It's ridiculous. I'm so happy with it. I mean, every day I have to
already creeping up on 20K. Yeah. We're almost at 18,000.
Yep.
Sorry, he's almost. I act like I'm a part of this.
You are so a part of it. You are a part of it.
No.
She okay, behind the scenes, super supportive of everything that I do and listens to my concerns and anxieties about uploading a lot, which is a hard thing to do. I take my videos very seriously, and I get worried about how people are going to think about them, and I try to make them the best that I can. And Elizabeth's the first person that I go, I don't know if this is working, and she always encourages it is just be yourself, just be you, and that's a super important part of what I do. And I have a group of friends that would have never seen the video, my first video, if she hadn't immediately gone, "No, I'm sharing that," and just sent it into the Discord chat. So my first bunch of subscribers came from her. So she is great. She's invaluable to the team. It's the 2-person team. 3-person. Morgan edits. My brother Morgan, shout out to him, edits all of my audio for me, or mixes all my audio for me. Because I'm surprised this sounds good because it's been left up to my devices with a little bit of his help. So.
Love your vids so much. I know you'll blow up soon.
Thank you. I'm happy.
I mean, honestly, I would say like 17,000 is already blowing up.
It's pretty big.
But like, I know it's not like Markiplier level, but like,
well, I'm just happy that people want to hear what I have to say for some reason.
You're doing what you love.
I'm just a guy. I'm not an expert in anything. I don't have, I don't have some crazy, insane level of talent that's better than anybody else in any way. I'm just happy to do what I do. I've always wanted to do this.
Gummy wants to know if he's on the team.
Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. You kidding? Of course you are. Of course. But thank you guys for the wonderful comments on that. Absolutely love to hear them. You're all part of the team too, guys. All of you.
Oh my god. It's me, the future you. Sorry, it's a weird ad that just happened.
Musical ad about, I guess, taxes or savings or something.
Monster and Golden Kamuy are manga with wonderful antagonists.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Noted. I might even put it on my notes here. A lot of the ones I haven't been putting out because they've been recommended before, but I haven't heard that one before. What's that called?
Monster and Golden Kamuy. I think it's 2 separate ones.
Monster and Golden Kamuy. I've heard of Monster a lot. Monster's one that I've definitely wanted to check out for a long time and do a video. Because I've heard the antagonist of Monster is the one people talk about a lot in greatest anime villains. That'd be one I would definitely want to do if I see the show. That's one on the list, definitely. So, do you think Ryan Gosling crushed I'm Just Ken? Because I think he did.
Yeah, honestly, he absolutely did. He totally
Especially for someone who you can tell was like, oh, I really have to do this? Because I don't think he thought he was going to have to do it.
He had fun with it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, another great antagonist. Yes. Mason's been trying to get me to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for a while.
I am a JoJo stan, dude.
But he likes the subbed version, whereas I prefer dubbed because I can't read very well. If you can't tell, I've been struggling to read these comments.
You've done very well.
I am severely dyslexic, so it's harder for me.
I'm so used to the sub voice actors, but the dub voice actors do a good job.
I feel like, they're fine. My thing is also, like, it's a lot.
Have you seen the trailer for this?
I don't know what this is.
This is, I think, called Wild Robot. It's a new DreamWorks film. It looks really interesting, and I like that the trailer has no dialogue.
Love DreamWorks.
Except for this line here. I was hoping the movie wouldn't have any dialogue at all, but it's going to. And I think Mark Hamill's in it, which is the big takeaway from me. But it looks really interesting. But back to JoJo. I'm a huge JoJo nut. I love JoJo. I've loved the anime. I love the manga. I have not caught up. I've read every single story arc of JoJo except for JoJolion. That's the one I need to read. But I love them all. Steel Ball Run is a freaking masterpiece. Steel Ball Run is incredible. But in terms of the anime, Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, is my favorite. And I love the villains in all of them. I think every JoJo villain's been exceptional. Like even the Pillar Men, which I know Part 2 is like one people don't talk about near enough, but I love Part 2. I think they're all good in their own way. Oppenheimer, baby.
Funny Valentine, Diego Brando, and Enrico Pucci
Enrico Pucci
are incredible.
Yep, 2 Steel Ball Run ones, and then the one from Stone Ocean. Yeah,
Okay.
love it. I've told you about. I think you'd like Stone Ocean the most. We've talked about Stone Ocean, the one where it's the female prison
Yeah, we have talked about it.
with Jolene,
Yeah.
who might be my favorite JoJo. Although
Jolene,
I do love
Jolene,
Joseph,
Jolene.
and I love Josuke a lot as well.
He has Jimmy Kimmel has Ryan Gosling's pants. Haven't seen the trailer for Wild Robot, but loved the book.
I didn't know it was a book.
Oh,
I didn't know either.
Jinx.
Yeah. I saw the trailer the other day. Oh, this is it. They're gonna pick best original song.
Was awesome listening to you. Gotta go. Bye, Bryce.
Bye, Bryce. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Gotta eat dinner. Hell yeah.
Ooh, I think best original song is coming. We're gonna see. Which Barbie song is gonna get it?
Stone Ocean was my favorite ending of all time.
Stone Ocean's ending is incredible. It is.
Got Ariana Grande
so good.
and
So good.
I don't remember her name, but for Wicked.
They're both gonna be in Wicked, which I hope is good. But I have not seen the play or the anything of that.
Did she have the nose piercing earlier on the red carpet? I
don't think she did. I think that's new. Or maybe they're just lighting it better.
She got her nose pierced at the back of the
She was
Oscars.
like, I have to get it done right now.
Dude, that's what I did. I don't think you can see. I'm too far away, but I do have my septum pierced.
Yeah.
I showed up to work 30 minutes early and then was like, all right, guys, be right back. And then went and got my nose pierced and came back.
Oh, this is best original score, not song. Okay. Score. All right, I'm going to do my rant. I think Oppenheimer's going to get this, but if it was all the ones that I wanted, it would be between Spider-Verse and Oppenheimer. It would be very hard to pick, but I think Spider-Verse might just get it a little bit more because I listen to it more. Again, I don't want to be upset that John Williams is nominated, but I think Spider-Verse deserved it more. I'd have to move out his spot, unfortunately.
When are we getting a Five Nights at Freddy's gaming series?
Five Nights at Freddy's gaming series. Hey, if you guys want it, I'll do it. If you guys want it, may do it live.
The final panel of Stone Ocean is beautiful.
It is, absolutely.
Either one would be awesome.
Ludwig,
Oppenheimer.
good
nice.
job, Ludwig. Great job.
Congratulations.
Fantastic score. I wish you were competing with Spider-Verse, but I'm so happy that you got it. Incredible music.
He's also got some good hair.
He also did the music for The Mandalorian as well. Very, very talented. I think he was also a producer for music before he did scores as well. Man, imagine how do you think Hans Zimmer feels that Christopher Nolan's new guy is Ludwig Göransson? I wonder how he feels about that, because Hans Zimmer's working with Denis Villeneuve now. I'm not saying they have I'm just joking around. I don't think it's anything serious, but it's funny how they kind of swapped.
Dude, you can do split screen on Baldur's Gate 3 if you have 2 controllers. Split screen co-op.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do that.
I think we're staying up a little later tonight after this is over. Then
Nice. I still gotta work. Damn, how many awards has Oppenheimer won? Solid amount.
Not a solid amount, but not as many as I thought it was going to.
It's not a clean sweep.
It isn't a clean sweep like I thought it was going to be. Or I didn't think it was going to be a clean sweep, but I thought it was going to get more than it did. I'm very glad it's getting the ones that it's getting, though. I'll get a full tally later. Oh, here we go. Best original song. Which Barbie song is going to get it? Because I know it's not going to the other ones, unfortunately. Yep.
Yes. What was I made for? Billie Eilish.
What was I made for? Her second Oscar. I love how happy Greta Gerwig is.
I love how she is just so excited.
Because Greta Gerwig is freaking awesome. That's why. I love Greta Gerwig. Good job, Phineas. Good job, Billy. Congratulations, guys. Second Oscar for Billy. What?
Stop shaking your legs.
Oh, sorry. Anxiety fit. Did someone point that out, or is that you?
Someone
pointed that out? Sorry, I'm not looking at the placing of my hands while I have my little anxiety leg jitters.
Hans Zimmer should win next year for Dune Part 2.
Yes. Yes. You won for part 1. Let's do it for part 2, guys.
Liz and Mason cooking show.
It would be
It would be me cooking.
you
Not very well, but it
you
would be
cooking,
me cooking.
me somehow messing it up even though you're doing all the work. Because if you rely on me for directions, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. This goes out to you.
This goes out to me.
Goes out to Elizabeth, who was emotionally affected.
You got a good thing going. I'm glad I hopped on the bandwagon early. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I will. I will try my best to keep making the best things that I can make.
Billie Eilish is just really pretty.
Yeah.
I like her with the darker hair. I didn't super like her blonde.
The musical performances this year were really good.
Yeah.
Just in
She
terms of
honestly,
live.
I love her style.
It's very
She's-
unique.
She's got a lot of control over her voice.
Very unique.
Her and Kelly Clarkson, my two favorite.
They're playing the Pink Panther theme. That's cool.
Love the hair, Liz. Thank you.
So do I.
I had longer hair, like down to here, and I chopped it all off 2 days ago because it's hot. Like, I live in Texas. I can't do it.
Right.
Just walk in right in front of the screen.
Actor, actress, and
Actor, actress, and best picture.
That's what we got
coming up.
left. Shingles doesn't care that you're having a family outing. Buy this Shingles blocker. Advertisements for medication. Only in America,
Shingles,
guys.
they keep you from eating ice cream for fun.
Yeah, according to this ad. Because they
Yeah.
can't show.
And you can't wear hats either if you have
Yeah.
shingles.
Can't go to the boardwalk with your family when you have shingles, unfortunately.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Dude, what is her name?
I unfortunately do not know.
She was in 30 Rock. She played Jenna. I love her.
Glenn Close.
Are you posting this on your channel?
Yes, it should go up after the stream. It should be up on the live section, I believe. We've done a few private test streams, and that seems to be how it does it. It kind of automatically uploads it, so you should be able to see this after. Yes, and if not, I'll figure out a way to upload it, or if I'm new to live, so thank you guys for the patience. I'm new to doing things live. I've been very nervous to do it, as you can probably tell by my little anxiety, like shaky shit.
Can we get an Indiana Jones video?
Oh, dude, that'd be great. Love Indiana Jones. I think I could probably devote a video to probably every single Spielberg thing that he's done for the most part. But I absolutely love Indiana Jones. The Last Crusade being my favorite of the original trilogy that they did. I think what's a good way to approach an Indiana Jones video? I'd think about that. I think it'd be a good idea. I'd think of an interesting way to just approach it and do it. I think it's just a great adventure franchise and doesn't take itself too seriously and has such a great main character. That's the draw of it. Like, it has absurd stories, but the characters are so great you don't care. That's what makes Indiana Jones so awesome. Also, Last Crusade gets me every time emotionally. I love it. 10 out of 10.
With Vinland Saga,
Yes.
Escalade and Canute are two of my favorite characters ever. I don't know if I said that right.
I am. Where did I leave off on Vinland Saga? Because I started this recently. I'm not finished with season 1 yet. I'm halfway through season 1, so I'm waiting on more characters to appear in it. That I don't think those names aren't familiar to me right now. So again, it's been a few
It could have
weeks
just
since
been
I
I
watched it.
butchered them so bad. that you just don't recognize them.
Yeah. But yeah, Vinland Saga would probably be worth a video as well if I love it enough to like just get one out there, because I'm really enjoying it so far. But I've been involved in doing this and doing other videos. I want to devote more time to watching the anime recommendations I've been getting and just spend whole days doing it.
I love the blue lighting on the knight in Indiana Jones to show he's out of time.
Yes, from a different era. I just love that scene in general. Like, it's so mystical, and I remember this. I heard a review of Indiana Jones Last Crusade a long time ago that pointed out, like, it's just a movie, but doesn't it feel like appropriate that Indiana Jones will be the person to find the Holy Grail? Like, doesn't that just make sense? I don't know what it is. There's something so satisfying about seeing him find it. I think it's exactly what the video said, was it's satisfying to see Indiana Jones find the Holy Grail. Love it. Love the Grail Knight scene. Love the finale of the film. It's fantastic.
What's your favorite episode of the channel?
Sorry, I was just reading what he said about. Oh, this is the In Memoriam segment. Okay. Episode of the channel. Just a video I've made, I guess. Or I don't know what.
I'm assuming that's what it means.
Favorite thing that I've done so far? Oh, man, that's difficult. I'm partial to the first animation video I made, even though there are tons of issues I have with it looking back on it that I think I could have done better. I think I went back and I watched it recently and I was like, all right, that holds up. Villains is good. I have many things I would change about Villains, though. I love the Darth Maul video. I'm proud of that one, especially for being a Star Wars thing, because Star Wars is a difficult thing to talk about because there's like everything's been talked about in Star Wars, and people really enjoyed that one. And then I would probably say the 2-part Halloween retrospective is really, really important to me.
For me, I think it's the first animation video.
Yeah.
That was you put that out when I was visiting my family for my grandpa's funeral.
Mhm.
And you put it out, and I think that was the first time that like I think I texted you right after I watched it, and like all I had to say was just wow.
Yeah. I think because I was so passionate about the topic in that one. Oh, and of course, another big one. My comfort video I've made is my comfort movies video. I like that one a lot. I needed that one to heal after a personal loss, and that one means a lot to me for that reason. Speaking of that, they're doing the In Memoriam, which is very, very pretty.
Airplane or Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Airplane or Monty Python and the Holy Grail? I'm gonna go Monty Python, but I love Airplane.
I haven't seen Airplane. I have seen Holy Grail a lot.
Both of them are great. Monty Python and the Holy Grail works because it's just a really good Monty Python bit for a whole movie, and also Monty Python themselves are a bunch of nerds that understood like history and old school stories. So if you're familiar with the Arthurian legends, it's even funnier. Airplane, however, is a perfect parody movie. It is a perfect parody film.
What is your opinion on the best Indiana Jones fight scene? Mine is the tank fight.
Mine is the tank fight. Damn it, you're gonna. I was gonna just jump and say the tank fight. Mine is the tank fight. It's without a doubt the Raiders of the Lost Ark with the plane, where he fights the strongman, the big guy with the big mustache, and the plane is circling around the two of them. It's just a great display of why Indiana Jones is a great hero, or kind of the American James Bond, and the fact that he doesn't win fights because he's the best fighter. He wins because he's scrappy, and he always gets by the skin of his teeth. And that's why I love Indiana Jones as a character. And that fight is the ending of that fight specifically. That's how Indiana Jones wins a fight. It just works out, and I love that.
Loved your Hellfire video. It's what
Yep.
introduced me to your channel.
I am proud of that one as well.
Let's take a census on everyone's favorite Mason IDK video.
We'll see.
Hellfire.
People liked Anastasia as well a lot.
The truck chase in Raiders is still one of their favorites.
Where he's on the horse and then I love the shot when he kicks into the guy when he's hanging off the side, and then I love the shot of him hanging on the front and the top or the part of the truck like breaks off and he falls underneath it. It's so good. Such a well staged action scene, especially for something released in like 81. So well done.
I've never seen an Indiana Jones movie.
We gotta fix that.
Do we?
I mean, I think so. Unless if you'd like to, I think you'd enjoy them.
I don't know. At this point, it's like, you know what? Just stick to it.
At this point, you're like, you know what? I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them at all. I'm just gonna stay with that.
Yeah.
Why break up the streak now? You know.
Sorry, the music of the ad that's playing right now really like threw me through a loop there for a second. It went from like Doja Cat to heavy screamo.
Did the woman age as she was dancing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was like her music taste as she was going through
Sirius XM.
Sirius XM. Okay.
I think he got a hold of Jay there with not seeing Raiders or not seeing the Indiana Jones movies.
I've not seen any of them. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, the video game, was their favorite video.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you. I love that one. I think that video turned out pretty good. It's got one of my brother's favorite jokes I ever told in a video where I talked about the Revenge of the Sith bed that was like you inflated the bed and it was a big starfighter and it popped and I stopped sleeping in it when I was 23. That was a joke I told, and my brother still thinks that's the funniest joke I've ever told in any video. I still want that inflatable bed, and if someone can find it, I will cover the cost that you pay for it. I promise, if you just reach out to me with it.
The animation video was their first and favorite.
Thank you.
No such thing as a bad Mason IDK video.
There are some I'm definitely like I could have done better, but I've never put anything out where I'm like, oh, I'm embarrassed that's out, or I don't like that at all.
I don't know. I think that there's a video that you and I made. I know it's not on your channel.
It's not on my channel.
I'm pretty sure you hate that video.
I don't hate that video at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
A Star Wars game I need to see one day is Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Oh, KOTOR? KOTOR 2? Yeah. Aren't they remaking KOTOR, or did that get canceled? I need to look that up. I didn't get into KOTOR till I was way older, because as a kid, that was a very different kind of game than what I would normally play. But
that's like great. The acronym for it. I was like, what the hell is KOTOR?
Knights of the Old Republic. Yes.
Montgomery Films. Mason, me, you, and Liz can do an Indiana Jones live stream. Ooh. Just watching it together.
Ooh. Gummy's a big Indiana Jones fan.
Oh my god, it's our favorite person, Jimmy Kimmel.
I was almost forgetting you, Jimmy.
Why is he standing like that?
Oh, lead actor time.
Lead actor time. Let's go.
Everybody thinking Killian because I'm going Killian. Ooh. Music is really good here. Yeah, I'm going Cillian Murphy. Although Paul Giamatti would also be pretty awesome for the holdovers, but Cillian Murphy. If it's Bradley Cooper, Twitter's gonna riot, and probably me too. Nothing against Bradley Cooper, but I don't care for Maestro.
I have the hat, jacket, and made my own whip.
You did?
That's cool.
Yeah, obviously Oppenheimer.
Dude, something that I hate about award shows is, all the women are wearing like these very different, spectacular dresses, but most of the dudes are just wearing a black suit of some sort or a tux.
They should go crazy with
it.
Go
crazy. Do some patterns, have some fun.
They should do. I don't know.
If you're a Nick Cage fan, I would highly recommend Mandy.
I need to watch Mandy. It's been on my watch list for years. I've heard it's a masterpiece of horror. I know Well, speaking of Nick Cage, he's on screen right now presenting.
He looks
for
dead
Best
behind
Actor.
the eyes.
He looks what?
He looks like he's dead behind the eyes.
Well, he needs to drain blood tonight. He's a vampire.
He does look like a vampire now.
He was in Vampire's Kiss, where he said, "I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire." Then he said, "A, B, C, D." I'd love Nicolas Cage. Ironically and unironically, there's like the bad performances that are hilarious, but also I think he's given much more good performances than bad ones, in my opinion.
Biggest Oscar snub in your opinion?
Val Kilmer for Tombstone, and I feel like you wanted that one. But Val Kilmer for Tombstone, not even a nomination as Doc Holliday, one of the greatest performances of any actor of all time.
Dude, what if Bradley Cooper gets it? Like,
oh, it's not gonna go over well for a lot of people. It's not gonna go over.
I know he wants it real bad.
Ooh, Ben Kingsley.
He's looking real skinny.
Dude, Ben Kingsley saying Cillian Murphy is all I needed for tonight. Cillian Murphy. I love Ben Kingsley.
I like his little brooch, his little flower, I think. I think I've only seen this guy in Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Wasn't he the villain?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a guilty pleasure movie. I love that movie.
He was in Schindler's List. I think it's one of my favorite performances from him.
Never watched it.
I think he won for Gandhi. That's what he's up here for. Forrest Whitaker, love him. Oh, Coleman Domingo. I have not seen this movie, but I've heard Coleman Domingo is very, very good in it.
Least favorite Indiana Jones movie?
Dial of Destiny.
Is it the new one?
Yeah. I know people in my family really enjoyed it, but no.
Dude, bro's about to cry. I mean, I get it. I'm not making fun of him.
Temple of Doom is overrated. That's what they're saying.
Yes.
I think it's great.
Ooh, who's getting it?
Cillian Murphy. That's right. That's right. Damn deserved.
I have not seen Oppenheimer, but I have heard that you do see his balls.
Yes.
In the movie.
Those are Oscar-winning balls right there.
Oscar-winning
We gave
balls.
2 other Oscars for his balls. What a tangent. I think Temple of Doom is great. It is the weakest of the trilogy of the original 3 that came out back in the 80s. But I really enjoy Temple of Doom. It's got issues, definitely. But I like it. I like it a lot.
Bradley's face is so funny.
I think they cut to him during the Golden Globes too, where he's like,
They do it on purpose.
Oh, they know. They know. Oh, Cillian. I've been a Cillian fan for years. So cool.
Nick Cage, thumbs up. Can't beat Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders is great, but for me, Last Crusade. I think it's Last Crusade. But they're both masterpieces in their own right. Adventure film masterpieces. I love you, Cillian. Yes.
Oh, he's Irish?
Yes.
I knew he wasn't. I knew he was
Irish.
Like, from like the UK area. Funniest movie ever.
Oh, that's hard. That's a hard one. I know a lot of it doesn't age very well, but Rush Hour 2 is hilarious. Like, I know a lot of it doesn't age well, and I understand that. Not a great movie, but it's always made me laugh since I was a kid. I also love the aforementioned Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Ghostbusters, the first Ghostbusters, love it. Oh, Spielberg? Is Spielberg gonna give Chris Nolan an Oscar? That's crazy. That's about to happen. Because I think Chris Nolan's got it in the bag. Although every single director that got nominated deserved it. Every single one of them this year. They're all fantastic, and I'm so happy for every one of them. I'll be happy with any of them winning, but I think Oppenheimer's about to get it.
Best Jim Carrey movie. Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Watched that recently, and it broke me. I love it. My favorite screenwriter wrote that. Justine Triet. Love you. Scorsese could get it, but I think no, it's his time. I think it's your time, Nolan. But Yorgos needs one.
Spielberg and Nolan together is crazy.
Wild. Man. Wow.
I thought this like the heavy breath was him, but it was you. I was like, did
me,
he just go?
Because I'm imagine like Spielberg giving you an Oscar is insane. And Nolan, who has already proven himself to be a master of modern day filmmaking and such a confident filmmaker and screenwriter in everything he makes, that this is incredible. I'm so happy for him. Well deserved. I'm happy. I'm very happy.
W. Nolan, yes.
W. Nolan. I wonder if he's going to bring up he won his Golden Globe and he brought up a Heath Ledger, which was very sweet.
Why?
Because Heath Ledger was in The Dark Knight and he had to go and accepted his Golden Globe on his behalf when he passed away.
Yeah.
Sorry if I keep adjusting my mic, guys. It just keeps drooping.
It really doesn't. I think it's just in your head.
Oh, you think it's me?
Yeah. Like, tighten the thing if you want it to stop.
It's a psychological thing. Let Nolan speak for 10 minutes. What if the best thing ever is he goes, all right, I'm now going to explain the plot of Tenet, and then he pulls out like a book and just explains Tenet?
They'd probably let him. They haven't started the music yet.
Film is a very young art. And 100%. Yeah, he continually pushes forward the medium in a way that is so his own style. And all right, I'm getting whiplash from the Pirates of the Caribbean theme with Nolan, but all right, that's cool. He deserves it, 110%. I'm so happy for him. And dude, Oppenheimer getting the 3 big ones right there.
Favorite directors?
Some of my favorite directors. Obviously Spielberg and Nolan, as we've talked about. Scorsese. I would say that David Lynch is a top 5. I'm a huge David Lynch fan. Yorgos Lanthimos, who was up this year. Mikhail Haneke, who I'm hoping I'm saying his name right, but I'm probably not. Mikhail Haneke is an incredible filmmaker, probably the most confrontational filmmaker of all time. I would also say Andrei Tarkovsky, George Lucas, for what George Lucas did with the original Star Wars trilogy. Definitely a better writer than a director, but I do think he's insanely talented, and I think people don't give him enough credit. Another favorite would be... God, it's hard to pick all my favorites because there's so many great ones. But I'm going to kick myself for the ones that I don't remember. Guillermo del Toro, Hayao Miyazaki, Satoshi Kon, Brad Bird, Tim Burton. When Tim Burton was hitting, he was hitting great. John Carpenter, Ari Aster, who we've talked about before, is a current modern director that I love. Uh, Steve McQueen. Not to be confused with the actor Steve McQueen, the director Steve McQueen, who made Hunger and Shame, Shameless or Shameful, Shame. I'm sorry, Shame, just Shame, and 12 Years a Slave. Fantastic filmmaker. Um, Another great one, Greta Gerwig. Greta Gerwig.
Yo, I'm excited for Narnia.
All the great directors. Anyway, there's a lot of directors. I know there's a lot. It's hard when somebody puts you on the spot. It's so hard, but I love so many filmmakers, and I'm sure I've neglected some. I'm gonna hate myself for not saying later, but that's the nature of live, right?
Favorite Brendan Fraser performance. That one where he was raised in a bunker and then he has to go out to the real world to get stuff.
Is that Blast from the Past?
Probably.
For me, he was really good in Gods and Monsters. The Whale. He was really good in The Whale. He's the best part of The Whale. I love The Mummy. I'm a Mummy fan. What can I say?
Best Lego game. Mine is Indiana Jones. Dude, Lego Batman. No, Lego Star Wars Complete Saga.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. I'm not gonna be unique. I grew up with those.
Speaking of Nolan movies, I think Austin Butler as
Fade Rotha.
Fade is just as excellent as Heath Ledger as the Joker.
A lot of people have been saying that about him.
Javier Bardem as Anton Chigurh.
Yeah.
In terms of villain performances.
Oh yeah. Austin Butler was so good in Dune Part 2. And also Javier Bardem was really good in Dune Part 2 as well. But great villainous performances. The only thing about Fade Rotha that I have as an issue with this, I just wish there's more of him. I could do with a few more scenes of Austin Butler's Fade Rotha. That's the only issue I have with him. I think he was fantastic.
Favorite Joker, is Jack Nicholson.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill. Live action, it's always a toss-up between Nicholson and Ledger. And then Joaquin Phoenix showed up and crushed it too. But if I had to pick my all favorite, it's Mark Hamill. And Mask of the Phantasm specifically.
Joaquin Phoenix is a different kind of Joker though.
Love him.
Lego movie, Boss Baby nominated but not Super Mario movie.
Yep. Lego movie, I don't think got a nomination. Did you know that?
That's interesting.
I remember a lot of people were mad about that, if I remember right. I could be completely remembering that wrong, but that was a huge thing when it was going on.
He was in a few scenes, but Frayed was excellent.
What was that?
He was in a few scenes, but Frayed was excellent.
Yes, he was.
Favorite live action Batman is Robert Pattinson.
Ooh, Robert Pattinson, great choice.
Ben Affleck.
For me,
I'm just kidding.
For me, it's Keaton. Michael Keaton will be my favorite live action.
Keaton's pretty good.
Favorite Batman ever is Conroy, but live action, Keaton. I think Keaton brought such a presence to Batman that was new at the time, because the only one we'd had to go off of was the film serials, and then Adam West, who I love, but it was again a different time for comics.
I am a sucker for Batman 66.
I love it.
Adam West.
I will defend that show till the day I die.
It is so goofy. And I love it.
We're on Best Picture now.
Best Batman game.
Best Batman game?
Mm-hmm.
City. Arkham City. Arkham City all day. Night is also really good, but Arkham City is just my favorite. Dude, Best Picture, it's going to be Oppenheimer, and we're ready for it. Oh, this is not Best Picture. This is Best Actress. I'm sorry. I thought they were going on Best Picture. It's Lily. Lily Gladstone. Lily Gladstone, easy. She deserves this so much. Her performance is electric, man. In a movie with DiCaprio and De Niro acting on the top of their game, she outacted both of them. And that's crazy. That's how good she was. Sorry, I thought it was on Best Picture already.
Gotta go. Stream was amazing. Keep up the good work. Bye, Thomas.
Thank you so much. Thanks for dropping by.
CRPG recommendation, not Baldur's Gate 3.
Not Baldur's Gate 3? Ooh, man. I don't play a lot of them. so I'm not a expert in it at all.
I'm a
would-
Baldur's Gate 3 diehard right now. It's literally all I can think about in terms
Yeah.
of video games.
CRPG.
Yo, Charlize Theron?
Let me make sure I'm getting the genre right because I might have a game for that. Just make sure I'm classifying it correctly.
When do you think the next stream will be?
The next stream,
Yeah.
whenever if people like this and want to see more of them, I'd be happy to do more of them. I just
Oh
want
my
to make
gosh,
sure
it's
people are
that
cool
girl
with it.
from that meme.
Which meme?
The one where she's like looking around and it's got all the math equations. This is a great stream, man.
Thank you.
Divinity Original Sin 2 is great.
Yeah, I'm okay. CRPGs. I have played some of the original Fallout just briefly to answer the CRPG question, but I'm not a huge CRPG guy. I'm seeing that come up as an example,
For
but I
Fallout.
am not a big
I'm a Fallout 3, Fallout 4
CRPG
girly.
expert.
I got a Fallout 4 Bolt 111 backpack.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Divinity was
Oh,
also
Emma
pretty good.
Stone got it. Wow.
Interesting. She looks
I'm-
so confused.
I'm
and
so
overwhelmed.
happy for
I'm so
her.
glad.
That's great. Very happy for her. I love Poor Things.
She
but I
definitely
think-
didn't think that she was getting it based off of that
I
reaction.
think Lily should have got it. I loved her in it. No disrespect to Emma Stone, no shade whatsoever. Loved her in this movie. I loved this movie, but I really think Lily Gladstone was deserving it there.
Have you seen her played any Final Fantasy?
Yes.
Yeah, by her reaction, she did not think that she was getting it at all.
She's now a 2-time Oscar winner. Yeah, I don't know. I love
Mm-hmm.
Emma Stone, but I'm not. I think Lily was better. I love Emma Stone though, and her performance in Poor Things. But anyway, as for the Final Fantasy question, Final Fantasy VII is one of the greatest games ever made. I have it on my original PlayStation right over there. So yes, I have. I'm not the biggest the series itself. I played 6, which is AKA 3 on Super Nintendo, 7, and never beaten the other ones, but I've played them in and out. There are bigger Final Fantasy fans than me, but I enjoy 7 a lot. It's my
Love
favorite.
you guys so much. Thanks, Montgomery.
Thank you.
We love you.
Love you, man.
Thank you for tuning in.
Love you,
We
love
gotta-
you, love you.
you know,
so
real
much with all
diehard.
my heart.
Sticking through the whole thing.
Die Hard and Mason IDK fan from the beginning.
Fallout then. Yeah, Fallout would recommend.
Yeah.
New Vegas looks awesome. Emma Stone killed it in Poor Things. My favorite
She
Final
really did.
Fantasy games are some Roman numerals that I can't read.
What is it?
XIV
That'd be 14.
14 and 6.
Yes, 5 and 6. Yes, that'd be 6. I'm very happy for Emma Stone. I don't want to diminish Emma Stone's achievement at all. I think
Yeah.
she's great in Poor Things. Fantastic movie. I'm just, man, I was really thinking Lily was going to get it. But congrats. Congrats.
Specifically, in particular, the 14 expansions, Shadowbringers and Endwalker.
All right.
I don't know anything about Final Fantasy at all.
It's a huge RPG series.
Yeah.
Massive.
I mean, I know that.
Yeah, what I mean by saying that is the each game I think is its own universe, so or not its own universe, but different things within the universe, and there are elements that carry over. Again, I am no expert. The ones I know the most about are 6 and 7.
Emma Stone has a 3-year-old daughter.
How old do you think Emma Stone is?
I don't think she's that old. I'm just confused. Like I didn't know she had kids. Each game is standalone.
Yes, they're standalone within their own. The stories are all standalone. Yes, they have elements that repeat, like chocobos and things like that are in the games, from what I understand.
I don't think I ever saw photos of her pregnant. She must have just kept it private.
Don't
Oh my
make a
God,
joke,
it's-
Jimmy.
Jimmy Kimmel.
It
You're
really
right. It's
isn't.
not about you, so,
So
you should
be
get
quiet.
off stage.
Yeah.
You should go.
It's not about you, Jimmy. Here we go. Here we go. You know what, man?
At least he's roasting himself.
Oh, let me guess who tweeted this. Of course. Man, Jimmy, it's so funny when you do it every single year. Orange Man bad.
Spam
Orange
one if you
Man
wanna
bad.
Stream. Hell yeah.
It's not even that. Like, I don't even disagree. It's just such a low hanging comedy fruit, man. For real.
Have you ever had the misfortune of playing Ride to Hell Retribution?
I have not, but I know of the game extensively. Extensively. I've watched many reviews on it. I remember Angry Joe's review of it when it came out years ago was the funniest thing ever to me. It was so funny. And then I watched, I think YMS Plays did it recently, or not recently, but a while back.
One thing that I think would add to Tai Lung and Lord Shen
Ooh.
for Kung Fu Panda
Yeah.
is they never move on because they think everything they have done would be for nothing. That's like, you mean like they recognize that they have done wrong, but because they've been doing that their entire life, they
Right.
just refuse to move on
They're-
to it
Yeah,
or move on from it. They just keep
they're
at it.
so. Is that Al Pacino? Yeah, makes sense for the music. Yeah, they're. I love those characters like a lot. I'm very nervous about Kung Fu Panda 4 because I don't know how that's gonna go over with me. I'm someone who didn't love Kung Fu Panda 3, despite how many comments are like, "Dude, what about Kai in your villains video?" Not to be crappy to people who like. I don't hate Kai, but Kai is nowhere near as compelling to me as Tai Lung or Shen. Nowhere near as compelling. I think he was incredibly boring compared to those two.
So I know we have differing opinions. I don't like Shen as much as I do Tai Lung.
Mhm.
I think Tai Lung's story makes a lot more sense than
Right.
Shen's.
I think of the two, Tai Lung has the best final confrontation and moment in the entire series with a character. The fight between the two of them, between Shifu and Tai Lung, is fantastic. I think Shen is so good for the conversation and the dialogue that opens up between Poe and him. Is what he does for Poe is so good. I love them both. But yeah,
I love when they're fighting Shifu and Tai Lung, and Tai Lung's coming at him, and all he sees is a baby.
Well, once typical of us to talk over. Oppenheimer just won Best Picture, so
cool.
Congratulations, Oppenheimer! What a great Oscar stream. Anyway, what I was saying though, yes, the visual storytelling in the Tai Lung and Shifu fight, dude, phenomenal.
Great job. Love you both. Love you too, Debbie.
Thank you. Love you so much. Beamoff, love you so much.
How do you feel about Jordan Peele as a director? Dude,
Amazing.
I think he's doing great.
Amazing. Dude, so this is crazy because Get Out was my favorite Peele film for a long time. Slowly, it's becoming Us. I've rewatched Us a few times. It is slowly getting there.
So I've heard a lot of good things about...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not Us. Nope. I said the wrong movie. Nope is the one that's becoming my...
Nope is the one we watched together.
Yes.
Yeah. I really liked it.
Dude, Nope is so good.
It's not a genre I watch a lot. I was skeptical, but it's a lot more suspense than it is like horror, and I loved it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Christopher Nolan and Emma Thomas, congratulations, guys. So happy for you guys. This movie is great. What a great Best Picture win. Kind of predictable, like the Oscars usually is. But for this year, with the movies they picked, they had good ones. I'm just so happy that Maestro didn't win nothing. I know that's so mean. I'm sorry. I'm not usually that way. But Maestro was so boring. Anyway, so happy. Like, anyway, just back to the topic we were talking about. Like, as Jordan Peele is concerned, his movies are so much better on rewatches. Like, they're great the first time, but when you watch them again, he's so good at injecting these little things in there that make you pay attention more. And Nope when I first saw it, I was like, okay, it's better than Us, and it's not as good as Get Out. And slowly, it has become my favorite thing he's done. I'm obsessed with Nope. I love Nope.
Kung Fu Panda 4 looks concerning.
Yes, a little bit, unfortunately.
This fear of everything they have done been for nothing is especially shown with Shen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him trying to eradicate the pandas only for one to show up.
Right. And what I like about Shen as well is, again, the emotional climax is not in a combat, it is with conversation with him and Poe. And the conversation is so good of like, I scarred you for life. And he's like, well, scars heal. He's like, scars don't heal, wounds heal, they fade. He's like, well, it doesn't matter. Point is, I allowed myself to move on from this and you never did. And he offers him that chance to move on as well, which is what happens with Tai Lung in the first film with Shifu. But with what I love about both of them is they have those little moments where humanity sneaks in. Like there's that moment between Tai Lung and Shifu where Shifu tells him he's sorry, and for a second you see Tai Lung go back to his normal self for like a second of like, he's basically my dad, but then he goes, nope, I don't want your sorry, I want my scroll. In the second, it's not between Poe, it's Shen and the fortune teller. When she talks about his parents and he's like, my parents hated me, and she's like, they loved you. And there's that moment of nope, I don't care. You know?
They're quoting, the dead exist in the past and I must attend to the future.
Exactly. That's the scene I'm talking about. Yes. Anyway, I'm sorry we're talking all over the best picture speech, but I got wrapped
at
up
this point I don't think they're necessarily here for the Oscars.
I'm just glad people are enjoying it.
They're the one asking you questions.
But yeah, I loved the Oscars so this year. Weirdly enough, I hate that I'm saying that I loved the Oscars. I think it's more of you guys being here that I'm enjoying it, because normally I'm angry about it, or I'm nitpicking the speeches and things like that. But great picks this year. Super happy for Oppenheimer. The only one I'm really like not 100% with is the Lily Gladstone not winning. Other than that, though, great wins. Not to take it away from Emma Stone. I think she was great. Again, repeat that. I think she deserved it. But Lily Gladstone deserved it a little more in my heart.
Gary Oldman as Shen is up there with Tony Jay as Frollo. I just enjoy talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Why is Kung Fu Panda 4 concerning? I missed something.
So the reason I think Kung Fu Panda 4 is a little concerning, again, I have not seen it, so I'm not. I've heard it's got decent reviews, so maybe I could be wrong. But to me, it does not. Kung Fu Panda 3, for all my issues with it, it did wrap up the story. It concluded things to the arcs, and you can't really do much else with them. Kung Fu Panda 4, from the trailers, feels like we need to make money sequel. Where you're doing a movie with this IP because people are having nostalgia for Kung Fu Panda, with videos made about it and all that, kind of like what they did with the shitty Megamind 2, but on a much better scale. I think it's going to be better than that. Obviously, I'm not saying that, but...
it's a dog peeing on Matt Damon's star.
Jimmy Kimmel joke. That's my reason Kung Fu Panda 4 looks a little concerning. I also don't think... Like, where's the Furious 5 in the trailer? Where'd the Furious 5 go? Like, why are they not in the trailer? And also, Aquafina, try not to play annoying characters challenge. Impossible.
So I haven't seen the trailer, and if I have, I didn't retain anything from it. That's how I like to go into movies, just with like really no set expectations. The only reason why I would be concerned with Kung Fu Panda 4 is just not because of it itself, but because of what I've seen happen over the last year of sequels happening and just not living up and just being a money grab.
Right. That's my concern. I think it's happening with a lot of movies right now, especially in animation. Like what we talked about at the beginning of the stream, I think hours ago, where it was like, you're going to see, because Disney had such a bad year last year, you're going to see a lot of re-releases in theaters and sequels to things you're like, that didn't need a sequel. You're going to see a lot of that. It happened with, like they're doing Toy Story 5, which Toy Story 4, in my opinion, didn't even exist at all.
Toy Story 3 was a fantastic conclusion.
Yeah, it wrapped up the story. So then
Toy Story 4, not my favorite.
Did not care for Toy Story 4
I'm probably not going to watch 5.
Me neither. So you're doing that. And then Incredibles 2 just took so long to happen. I do like Incredibles 2, but it took so long to happen. And the reason it took that long is because, again, they were like, at the time, like, oh, we got to do a sequel because people like sequels now and we don't have anything. Our original IPs aren't making as much money. And the problem is you're not doing enough original IP. Like, and then when you do them, like Soul or Turning Red or Luca, they get put on Disney Plus. They're not put in theaters where they can do well. Now, some of that was due to the pandemic, so I understand that. But like, if I remember right, I could be wrong, but Turning Red was released. Was that released post pandemic?
Yes, post pandemic, but I do believe it was still in that time frame of they were still mostly just releasing it on Disney Plus
Yeah.
and playing it in a few theaters.
So that's my thing. Like, you need to if you. That's where Kung Fu Panda looks concerning to me.
It looks uninspired, is what someone said.
Right. I think that's the best way to
That's
put
a
it.
really good way to put it.
It does not have the same level of like we are putting everything we can put in to this movie like the first three did. Because even 3, which I have my issues with, 3 is a gorgeously animated movie. It's gorgeously animated, and the characters are still fun and they're still likable. I don't care for Poe's dad a whole lot as a character at all. And the villain was very weak compared to the first 2, but he's still not a terrible villain at all. I don't think that's true. I don't mean to say that, but you already were getting toward the end with Kung Fu Panda 3, and now you're going to do 4th because you're trying to cash in on the sequel thing. And they did well with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which was a great sequel that outdid the original in every single way. So they think, oh, maybe we can do that again. The thing about that, though, was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was so different from the first one. It was a style overhaul. Whereas Kung Fu Panda 4, is it going to be a continuation? If it's a good continuation, it's a good one. But I don't think it's going to be. Just from my thoughts. Then again, I have to watch it. So.
Thank you, Debbie. She said our video made the Oscars better.
Thank you. Glad I did that for you. It made it better for me. You know, I know we're doing this to stream the Oscars, and I know we didn't talk a whole lot about the Oscars, especially as the show went on because it became a conversation. But that's the stuff I like about the videos the most, really. And like I have some issues with comments just because I get really nervous about feedback. But when they're people that clearly have the same passions that I have, and they've watched it and they gain a perspective, even if they disagree. I like that back and forth. I like the dialogue, and I love doing this. And this has been so much fun. I was so nervous about this too. I was so nervous about going live for the first time, and I've really enjoyed it. I really have.
Big studios like Disney and Warner Bros. Are not realizing what audiences actually want.
Exactly.
That is so true. I think with animation specifically, or even and yeah, Disney and Warner Brothers, they are. It's weird what they choose, right? Like you have these fantastic movies come out, and they're like, "Oh, it's fantastic for this reason," and everyone's like, "No,
Yep.
That is not why we like it."
Same point. They learn the wrong lessons.
It's like, okay, so Thor Ragnarok, right? Thor had 2 very serious movies, and well, all of actually the MCU up to that point were all very serious, like action drama movies. And then when Ragnarok came out, it was people liked it because it was funny and it was kind of a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
But then because of that, they were like, okay, so now we just have to do all movies like this.
Yep, and we're gonna have Taika Waititi, who had such a interesting creative peak, and then decided just not to do that anymore. And became a parody of his own style.
I can't stand him because of one specific comment that he made. In regards to the Thor movies, which was that he was going to purposefully make the movies not like the comic books because he didn't want the comic book readers to like them or like know the story basically. And I, as someone who loves comic books,
yes, your comic book
was very upset by that because if you're making a movie specifically to piss off comic book readers, you've also lost a huge audience.
It's weird because there are times when being daring with a source material is a good idea, and trying to do something very different with the source material is a very good idea. The problem with what his approach with Thor Ragnarok, and the same thing with the Halo TV show and things like that, they're trying to be different, but to a point of being deliberately disrespectful to what people enjoy about something.
Like Thor: Love and Thunder. Ooh,
I had a horrible time with Thor: Love and Thunder, and absolutely awful time with that movie.
Compared to the original story, if you guys have seen Thor: Love and Thunder and you loved it, this is not any hate. Like we said earlier, you like what you like and you like what you don't. No judgment here.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I had read all of the comics leading up to Thor: Love and Thunder. I read it was Unworthy Thor, the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster Valkyrie, the God Butcher. I read like years and years worth of stories leading up to it that were so good and very dramatic. And when I got this goofy movie that was just making jokes about it and wasn't taking it seriously, I was very upset.
Yeah, it's so funny that they brought the 2012 goat screaming meme into the movie, because isn't that just so funny and so modern too? Like, I mean, that's what kids are laughing at nowadays,
I will
right?
say,
isn't it?
That is comic book accurate. There are screaming goats in the comic book, and the comic book was
Right.
not made in 2012.
Fair enough. Either way, it's like I don't.
But it's just, again, it's the studios are grabbing the wrong things. They're not
They learn
understanding
the wrong lessons.
what the audiences are wanting.
Well, it's weird because like it happens with comic book movies a lot, where comic book movies and animation as well, where they get something and they're like, oh, people like when it's fun, and I'm like, yes, they do. That's a good lesson to learn, but not fun to the point where it doesn't take itself seriously at all. And then there's the opposite of that, where it's they like it when it's too serious. Yes, but I don't want it so serious that I'm like can't attach to anybody anymore.
There definitely needs to be a shakeup with the higher ups in Hollywood. We need a reset or something. Absolutely. I think
that's always been a case.
Some of the best movies that I have seen in recent years have directors and writers that I see as more down to earth and more relatable. Whereas, a lot of these other like bigger studio movies where like it was just whatever executives saying, hey, you should do this, and the director just being a yes man.
Absolutely.
I can't relate to as much. There's playing Abbott Elementary.
Yeah. That's always been a thing with Hollywood, because people think that film is Hollywood, and it's not. Like, cinema is not just Hollywood, but Hollywood produces the most mainstream and the biggest things in cinema. And looking at Hollywood as a business and as an industry, it's become so big now that they are too afraid with the money that they are spending on movies to try to take creative risks, to try to hire people that are out of their comfort zone, to try to hire more Greta Gerwigs and more Christopher Nolans.
Well, see, and that's what I don't understand.
Why does it have to cost that much?
Why does it have to cost that much? And if you have the budget to do a $280 million movie, why wouldn't you want to use every single cent of that to do just something insane?
Because they do not look at how audiences actually feel about a movie. They look at numbers and percentages, and playing it safe is the easiest way to make your money back, which recently it actually hasn't been. That's been failing them. But for a while it was. Give them the same Marvel movie over and over, they'll pay for it every single time.
Because with the Marvels, the Marvels I feel like got more hate than it deserved.
I agree. And I didn't like it at all.
The reason why it's a box office failure is because it was a $100 million movie. And so, you're not going to make your money back if you spent, however hundreds of millions of dollars on a mid movie.
And the costs don't add up either, because they're like, oh yeah, we need millions of dollars. I'm like, well, no one can give me a good reason as to why a film costs millions upon millions of dollars to make. No one can give me that reason.
Because what was it? Talk to Me. Talk to Me was a fantastic movie.
Yep. One of my favorite movies of last year. Not a single Oscar nomination. Probably could have used a few.
And how much was it? It was like $4 million.
Like $4 or $5 million. Yeah.
And it didn't have all of the CG effects that a Marvel movie would, but still.
And even Marvel movie CG effects don't cost that much.
Yeah. And they're bad.
Godzilla -1 was made on a less than $15 million budget, and it has better CG than the Marvels. And again, I know this channel has a lot of animation fans in the audience as well, and that applies there as well with animation. Like, you look at something like the last bunch of Disney movies they made, they've been blown out of the water by these newer, creative, wild movies that don't have as near the budget. Like, I know for a fact,
theaters that literally all they have is an iPad and a keyboard.
Yep.
And they're creating phenomenal work.
Somebody asked me what my favorite YouTube filmmakers were, and the reason I can name a few like that, and that's a question people validly ask, is because why not? Like people think, oh, like, he's not really a filmmaker. He makes movies on YouTube. Well, hold on a second. Like, who determined that because a movie gets released in theaters by a huge studio like Universal, Paramount, or Warner Brothers, or whatever, Disney, who determined that that was the only way to release a movie? And it has to cost this much money. It's become status quo, and people are afraid of breaking status quo because they associate quality with status quo.
Dial of Destiny costing $300 million to
Yep.
make is still the biggest mystery with that movie.
There's no reason that Dial of Destiny, it made more money, I think, box office wise than the original trilogy, and it still flopped because it costs $300 million to make. That's not even factoring in advertising costs, I don't think, either. It's absurd. It's absurd. And again, it's the trend of Hollywood turning toward movies that are remember this movies. Like, again, I don't want to offend Ghostbusters fans out there, but Ghostbusters is the biggest mystery of all of them. Like, I understand Star Wars, I understand Star Trek, I understand Indiana Jones and Marvel being this big, like, oh, remember this character movies, but why Ghostbusters? That's the weirdest one to me. But any movie can be that way now. Any movie can. If you take any old property, I'm surprised Goonies hasn't happened yet. I'm shocked. The actor
I
Kwan,
guarantee it's in the works.
I guarantee they're talking about it. Yeah, I agree with you. They're talking about it because, like, but that thing is, because of that, the actors can demand all this money, and then they feel like they have to sink in all the money into, advertising and even things that just don't add up. Like, the special effects don't cost that much. Like, I know people think like good special effects cost a bunch of money. It really doesn't. There's no data to back that up at all. There just isn't. It's time.
It's time and effort.
Yep. And effects houses complain about that. That's why they're fucking thinking about unionizing.
I mean, they should.
Yeah, because they're not given enough time or money to do what they want to do. Like, they're being told, you have to create this big epic battle action sequence for the end of this Marvel movie, and you have like 4 months to do it, and we want it to look incredible. What's not going to look incredible? Like, even with all the manpower, it's not. That's a time thing. It's not a money thing, and it's not a manpower thing. It's a time thing. And if it was manpower devoted to the same amount of time, it would look even better, but it's not. It's devoted to the same 4 months you get, and that's absurd. To get a Marvel movie out every single year and expect it to be on the same level of quality every time, it's not going to happen. No matter how much money you sink into it, it's not going to happen. And that goes for animation, that goes for live action, that goes for anything. Which is why a lot of people recently have been turning toward independent stuff and have been turning toward these smaller, intimate character things. The reason Oppenheimer and Barbie were such big successes is because they felt like something new. And Oppenheimer cost not even a fraction of like the Marvels.
Yep. And what's also great is because both of the directors were chill, they both like the whole Barbenheimer thing.
Yep.
They lent into it. Like, they were like, you know what? Yeah, these are two drastically different movies. Watch them both.
Yeah. And then, of course, this year, Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2's budget was nowhere near the size of like Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. And look at all the special effects in Dune. They look incredible. It has nothing to do with it.
Scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Oppenheimer?
I'm not big on numbers in rating. I've talked about that with friends. I like to give reviews of something and talk about its lists and its flaws and things of that. But the experience I had with Oppenheimer was a 10. I could say that. 10 out of 10 experience. I'd gladly watch it again tonight. I love it. So if that's a 10, it's a 10. That's the thing. Like, I have a letterbox that people follow, and I'm sure people may get annoyed that I don't do star ratings, but I just don't. I like to write out what I think because that gives you a better idea of what I think. Because trying to put it into a number system that I define, it makes me think too hard about it. Like, why should I not give this movie a 5 if I loved everything about it? Like, why not? And if that's the case, too many movies are going to get a 5 that probably don't deserve it to a lot of other people, and I just don't want to deal with it. I want to write my own reviews. I want to give my detailed thoughts. That's how I feel. Not against anybody who does do that. It's a me thing. It's not a statement to everybody that you shouldn't do star reviews. No, not at all. Definitely do it if you can define your own system for it, but I just don't.
Well, with that, I say we end the stream on
I think we're getting there. Yeah.
On a high note.
Almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
Man, thank I just want to thank all of you for making my first stream on YouTube, stream ever that I've ever done, just so engaging and so like more what I thought it was going to be. Was I was super nervous, as you guys can probably tell. I hide behind my scripts and I hide behind my structure a lot to do something off
the reason
cuff.
I'm here is so to help him be less nervous.
Yeah. Thank you for being here and helping me be less nervous. Thank you guys so much in the chat for interacting and asking such great questions and being so responsive to everything. I will stream again. Let me know if you guys want what you want to see on a stream. If it's just me sitting and chatting or is it me playing a game, I'd have no problem doing that either. Again, I'm not the world's greatest streamer of anything, so you have to be patient with me getting that all set up. But if you could see the junk in this room right now, just beyond this frame, you'd know that I'm very new to it. There's so much clutter.
It's funny. It was funny when I walked in here and I was like, oh.
Again, if it's out of frame, it doesn't exist. That's a big thing. If it's out of frame, it doesn't exist. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day or evening or wherever you are in the world. Watch great movies because movies are great. Watch great animation, play some great games, create something. That's the big thing. Do what you want to do because you love to do it and be passionate about what you like and don't apologize for anything that you like. That's my big message of everything that I do. So,
all right.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching. Thank you for making my first stream so memorable. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.